and the Newport Gulls retake the lead.
This is the Newport Gulls pregame show, live from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island.
Gone! A grand slam! Sherlock Power, right tower power, and the Gulls walk off in the 15th inning!
Coming up, interviews, stats, standings, lineups, and a whole lot more.
Tomas steps in the back for one out, throws to first, and he's in time, a double play!
Pitch, breaking ball lifted deep to center field, and it is gone! A two-run shot for Cody Hosey.
A high drive, left field deep. Lozano going back, looking up. This ball is a two-run homer. P.J. Jones hits it out.
Stay tuned. The pregame show begins now on the NECBL Broadcast Network. In his first season covering Newport Gulls baseball, here is play-by-play broadcaster Zach Letson.
Can the Gulls stay hot? That's the question on everyone's minds as Newport brings a three-game winning streak into tonight's game against Martha's Vineyard. Hi, everybody. Zach Letson getting you set for Salve Regina night here at Cardines Field. And let's talk about a pitcher from Salve right here in Newport, Dominic Parachi. He was sensational for Newport in their win Saturday against Ocean State, firing 6 scoreless innings with 11 strikeouts to boot. Tonight, the Gulls welcome another 3-1 team in the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Can the winning streak grow to 4? We'll find out at 6:35, but first, the Gulls pregame show starts right now. Welcome back to the Gulls pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. It's time for the Manager's Show. Zach Letson joined alongside skipper for the Newport Gulls, Frank Holbrook, as Newport gets ready for Martha's Vineyard on what is Salve Regina night here at Cardines Field. And, Coach, speaking of Salve Regina, Saturday, a masterclass for the Salve pitcher, Dominic Parachi. 6 scoreless innings, 11 strikeouts to go with it. What can you say about his performance?
Yes, Dominic's a very talented kid. He had a great year at Salve, and he picked up where he left off the other night against what people consider to be better competition. So it's good to see his stuff translate, and we look forward to having him a part of our rotation this summer, and hopefully he doesn't leave too soon.
Well, one of the bright spots in Newport's opening night loss to Vermont, Cole Stasio. 3 innings, no hits out of the bullpen. He gets the start tonight. What went into the decision to move him from the bullpen role to the starter role tonight?
Yeah, he was a guy that we knew we were going to build up going into the summer. He just hadn't been built up, prior to arriving in Newport. So, his outing in Vermont definitely dictated our decision here. He threw great, and, we look forward to continuing to build him up and give him the start tonight.
Well, looking ahead to tonight, it's a talented Martha's Vineyard team, 3-1, just like you guys. You guys win 2-1 in a gritty game kind of on Saturday against Ocean State. What do you want to see out of your offense to try to get it done here tonight?
Yeah, just more quality at bats. I think we've been going down a little bit easy with 2 strikes. Luke Beckstein, although we didn't stack up a lot of hits last game, was able to put the ball in play and get on base in some different ways, whether it's an error or a base hit, and that led to some runs. So just trying to put the ball in play, put pressure on Martha's Vineyard in different ways, and try and limit our strikeouts offensively. And I think the hits and hopefully splitting some gaps will follow.
All right, Gulls manager Frank Holbrook, thanks so much for the time.
Thanks, Zach.
All right, the Gulls pregame show continues right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Well, it is Salve Regina night here at Cardines Field, so it only feels appropriate to welcome a pitcher from Salve Regina on the Newport Gulls as we welcome you back to the pregame show. Zach Letson joined alongside Salve Seahawks arm Dom Parachi, who was the story for Newport Saturday in that 2-1 win against the Waves. Looked pretty comfortable out there, Dom. 6 scoreless, 11 Ks to go with it. What was working for you?
Fastball was definitely working to start. I just decided I wanted to make them prove they could hit my fastball, and just getting the zone early with that. My curveball was not the best at the beginning, but I just wanted to execute my fastball, get in the zone with that, make them prove they could hit it. They were a little bit late on the fastball to start, so once they started catching up to it, I started mixing the other off speeds, but yeah.
Well, you were the CCC Pitcher of the Year over here with Salve, and you were the lone Gull to be recognized on the Week 1 NECBL Honor Roll, which came out earlier today. What does it mean not just to dominate out there on the mound, but to get a little bit of recognition for that as well?
Means a lot. I know the competition here is, pretty stellar. You see it here with the hitters and the pitching in the NECBL, but means a lot. I really appreciate that recognition, but I'm just going to, take it one game at a time, keep trying to win games for the team. That's all, just keep trying to win games,
Well, you are from Salve, and it is Salve night here. You were the ace of the staff on the Seahawks this season. How did Salve, which is, of course, right down the road from Cardines, how has that helped your progression throughout your college career?
It's helped a lot. Salve's really, taught me a lot. I developed a lot. I came in at, 78, 80 miles an hour freshman year and, up in the low 90s now. So I credit Salve Regina and the coaching staff and, the other pitchers and other players there to a lot of my success. Salve's developed me a very long way. So, yeah.
Well, you guys have been the kings of these one-run games, not just getting wins 3 in a row, but all by one run. How do you think you guys have gotten it done, and how do you continue it? You got a good team tonight in the Sharks. How do you continue this momentum throughout the season?
Just got to keep competing. That's it. If every single guy, tries to be the best at their position and compete, then I think we're going to come out with a win.
All right, Salve Zone, Dom Parachi, thanks so much for the time.
Thank you.
All right, the pregame show continues right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Back here on the Gulls pregame show, time for the Broadcasters Roundtable. Eli Kleinman to my left, the voice of the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Shane Briggs to my right, the Newport Gulls field reporter. Eli, let's start with you. Martha's Vineyard, just like Newport, comes into tonight with a 3-1 record and a 5-2 win in comfortable fashion over the North Adams Steeplecats.
Yeah, they got off to a bit of a slow start. The pitching gave up a couple early runs, but from there, the bullpen just locked down the rest of the game. They took the lead and really never gave it back. Doesn't look like that big of a margin, but really wasn't that much ever in doubt in that one for the most part.
So Martha's Vineyard winners of 2 in a row, the Gulls winners of 3 in a row, all by 1 run, Shane. And Dom Parachi, well, he was the story. 11 Ks in 6 innings. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Salve Regina's own on Salve Regina night tonight. Yeah, great game pitched. Like you said, 11 Ks, 6 innings, strong game. So looking to carry that momentum into today and hopefully stay undefeated at home.
All right, well, we will see you guys up in the booth as we get set for a 6:35 first pitch, first matchup of the season between the Gulls and the Sharks as the pregame show rolls on. A perfect Monday night for baseball here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island, as the 3-1 Newport Gulls welcome the 3-1 Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us here on the NECBL Network. Zach Letson joined alongside the voice of the Martha's Vineyard Sharks, Eli Kleinman, and field reporter for the Newport Gulls, Shane Briggs, as we get ready for a matchup between 2 of the top teams right now in the Coastal Division.
Yeah, I mean, not only do these 2 teams have the 2 best records in the Coastal Division, but the talent on these teams is a lot. These are 2 teams that can make deep runs in the NECBL and getting to play each other early in the season to see where they all stand at this point.
We'll have plenty to break down between these 2 starting lineups, starting pitchers, how things have gone well for these 2 teams. But before that, we'll toss it down to the field with today's pregame ceremonies. Salve Regina night here, of course, the nearby college here in Newport, Rhode Island, and plenty of ceremonies, national anthem here at historic Cardines Field.
We also have Salve Regina Community Resource Dog, Ruggles, here with us. Here, Ruggles, big round of applause. He's part of Salve Regina's Polish program, called Sensitive Alliance with Students. The program designated to strengthen relationships among the Salve campus. He's accompanied by Director of Safety and Security, Mike Garula. At this time, I'd like everyone to please rise and remove your caps, as we have 2 honor guards with us here tonight, both with Salve Regina connections. First, to present the nation's colors and leading the honor guards is the Westerly Police Department, whose Chief of Police, Paul Gingerella, is an alumni of Salve Regina with a master's degree in Administration of Justice and Homeland Security with a focus in cybersecurity. Also is the Situate Police Department, whose patrolman, Sean Clayton, is an alumni of Salve Regina University's Department of Administration of Justice and a former baseball player, and is now the liaison for the department's elderly police department. Here to perform tonight's national anthem is 2013 Salve Regina University valedictorian Ashley Bendixson. She currently resides in Newport, Rhode Island, and continues her mission as activist, speaker, and coach for abuse prevention, domestic violence, and teen dating violence. She's the founder of the Blue Hearts Project, which inspired her to drive to empower abuse survivors through collective stories. She has brought her many successes and received the Hero Global Award and stands as a former Miss Rhode Island among many other athletes. Let's give it up one more time for Salve Regina and all of our participants. Tonight's meeting ceremony. Let's get ready to baseball.
And we are just moments away from playing baseball. 6 minutes to be exact, a 6:35 first pitch between the 3-1 Newport Gulls and the 3-1 Martha's Vineyard Sharks as we welcome you back into our broadcast booth. Zach Letson, Eli Kleiman, Shane Briggs as Newport looks to extend this magical little winning streak that they've put together, Shane. Each win by 1 run, 2 thrilling wins here at home, and then a win in close fashion again, 2-1 against Ocean State.
Yeah, exactly. Coming off, like you said, a bunch of close games, 3 overall positive 3-point differential. But a win is a win in my book, honestly. I'm looking forward to continue the undefeated homestand. Knock on wood, as the kids say. But looking to carry that magic from our last game here at Cardines, that Friday night walk-off, and hope for another great game here Monday night in Newport.
Salve Regina University night here at Cardines Field, and a great rendition of the national anthem, as you just heard here on the NECBL Network, from Ashley Bendixson, a 2013 graduate, and it sets the table for what should be a night with two of the most talented teams in the entire league. Newport a 3-1 record, but Eli a 3-1 record for this Martha's Vineyard side too, which offensively loaded with talent.
A ton of talent, and the season didn't start off great offensively for the Sharks. They got a ton of hits, but they weren't able to bring those base runners home. 26 hits through the first 2 games, only 8 runs total, but then against Ocean State, they turned it around. 6-0 victory, a pitch away from a combined no-hitter. And then they traveled to North Adams. It wasn't the most pretty game, but able to find a way to win. 2 different styles of victory, the same result, and tied for first place atop the Coastal Division.
And rained out yesterday, just as it was for Newport on the previous Thursday when the Gulls were supposed to play the North Shore Navigators. But coming into tonight, how do the Sharks continue this offensive surge? I mean, it begins with both teams. When we talk offensive surges, I don't know if it gets better than what we have here tonight. Matt Woods of Martha's Vineyard, who will lead things off, a Conference Player of the Year. Sam Kula-Singham, who leads things off for Newport, an offensive player Conference Player of the Year at Air Force. I mean, these are two teams that could be seeing themselves in the playoffs and could be battling it out at the top of the Coastal Division.
Yeah, these lineups have so much talent, and you mentioned Matt Woods at the top, won the NEC Player of the Year, and has started off the summer great in his second season for Martha's Vineyard, hitting .429 with a pair of RBIs this season, and scored the walk-off run on opening night coming around to score from first base. He not only can hit, he provides speed, a great defender in the outfield, just so much talent. And he had the day off on Saturday, so that makes it 3 straight days off for him, well rested. We'll see if maybe a little rusty to start the game too.
Someone that knows these confines of Cardines Field pretty well, Matt Woods, a guy who played in the Newport Collegiate Baseball League back in 2020 when there was no NECBL season that year, of course, because of the ongoing pandemic. But here we are, 2022, regulation-free, back to a full regular slate of NECBL baseball where every team will face each other this season, and the Newport Gulls have taken the field for the first time tonight. So we'll give you a look at what they look like out on the field. Right now you get a look at Cole Stasio, the Newport Gulls starter from Baylor University, who was fantastic for the Gulls out of the bullpen. It was a bullpen performance that got his summer started and was opening night against the Vermont Mountaineers. 3 innings of hitless baseball, 0 hits, 0 runs out of the pen. One of the few bright spots for the Gulls in a 10-1 defeat opening night, but Newport hasn't lost since.
Yeah, and an interesting note, Vermont being the only team to beat either Newport or Martha's Vineyard. Both 3-1, like you said, both that one loss coming at the hands of Vermont. But yeah, the lone bright spot, I would say, from that opening night against Vermont with, again, like you said, 3 hitless innings. Excited to see how we start things off here in Newport with Cole on the mound.
Vermont Mountaineers, the only undefeated team left in the NECBL, a record of 6-0. The NECBL Hitter of the Week in Ben Williamson. Newport with a NECBL honorable recipient this week as well, Dominic Paracci, who got the start for the Gulls on Saturday and was incredible against Ocean State. 6 innings of scoreless baseball to go with 11 strikeouts. You have a look at Stasio. Let's tell you about the defense that's around him for Newport. Left to right in the outfield, it'll be Ben Rounds in left, Colton Ledbetter, the new Mississippi State Bulldog in center, and Josh Kuroda-Grauer in right field at Rutgers. Left to right across the infield, Slade Alford from Mississippi State. At third base, Luke Beckstein, the shortstop, who was the hero for Newport on Friday. At short, Trent Farquhar from Michigan State at second, Noah Martinez at first, and Parker Haskin behind the dish for Newport. For Martha's Vineyard, Matt Woods, who digs in. He leads things off in center. Thomas Bramley, the left fielder, hits second, and Marcus Franco hits third, playing first. Ryan Nicholson, the DH, does the cleanup hitting. John Giesler hitting fifth in the catcher's spot as the first pitch misses outside from Cole Stasio to Woods. And rounding out the order, Jake Elbery in the 6-hole playing third. Henry Wan at short hits seventh. Chase Jantz hits eighth and right. And Bradley Fye rounds out the order, hitting ninth and playing second. And right off the bat, Stasio will be challenged with, as you said, Eli, the NECBL Player of the Year, Matt Woods. And he drives the 1-0, takes a big thump off of, looked like it hit the scoreboard out there. A new scoreboard here in Newport, just in its 3rd year of existence, second in the NECBL.
Woods ready to jump after those 3 days off, looking to attack early in the count. And so vital for the Sharks, they want to get the offense going to get him on base.
A member of the 2021 team that played Newport 7 times last season as the 1-1 rather outside. And very strange, Newport goes to Martha's Vineyard, takes all 4 games in Oak Bluffs, but then Martha's Vineyard comes to Cardines and takes all 3 matchups here. And Woods awarded a free pass on the 3-1. So 1 batter and 1 base runner for Martha's Vineyard. One on now with nobody out for Thomas Bramley, the left fielder.
Number 25, Thomas Bramley of Elizabeth, Pennsylvania.
A guy who listed on the Sharks website as undecided, but last played at Mount St. Mary's and played in 48 games. Looks at off speed for ball number 1, a 307 hitter, 11 home runs. That led Mount St. Mary's to go with 38 RBIs.
Well, the power really showed up for Bramley this last year. Had 9 home runs combined in his career going into this season, and then 11 this year.
Yeah, 9 homers in his first 74 games with the Mount St. Mary's program. Then you look at just 48 games this year, 11 bombs.
And we've seen him move all around the lineup, hit 9 on opening night. Highest he's hit tonight is now 2.
1-1 the count, and it's driven back to the fence.
Gentlemen, talk about a turnout for tonight's game.
It is a Monday night, but I mean, you wouldn't
But
know
a
that.
busy Monday night
Right.
here at Cardines.
Absolutely, Shane.
People are excited for this matchup.
Goals winners of 3 in a row. Of course, Cardines Field, a place that consistently sees some of the best attendance across summer collegiate baseball across the country, as this is driven the other way. Backhanded by Beckstein over to first and won't nearly be in time. Beckstein tried the Derek Jeter-esque play over at short, but Bramley hustles it out for an infield single.
Learning that it's a bit harder than it looks to make that type of play.
Beckstein, the catalyst for Newport, really in these last 2 games. Scored both of Newport's runs in its 2-1 victory over Ocean State Saturday. And, of course, had the walk-off single right here on Friday night against the Valley Blue Sox. Newport's first walk-off win in nearly 3 years. Now Marcus Franco steps in, the first baseman, with a chance to immediately put the Vineyard in front.
As DAI does that on another foul ball.
Yeah, but foul balls really are in the danger zone here at Cardines Field. We are in the middle of it all here in downtown Newport with the fire station behind us and Oceanside not too far away as well. As there's a strike, quickly 0-2 to Franco.
Franco, a ton of power, but a ton of strikeouts to go along with that power. He leads the team in strikeouts, but also leads the team in RBIs.
5 for 15 in the young season. As you mentioned, a team leading 3 RBIs as well. Potentially could be 4 and 5 on the base paths right now, but he swings and misses. Stasio gets him to chase, and there's the first down of the night.
Talk about painting a corner there, Zach.
It looked so tasty as a hitter and kept drifting a little bit outside, and to the point where it was unhittable for Marcus Franco.
Might have a future in painting if baseball doesn't work out the way that corner looked.
Stasio, as we mentioned, in a groove on opening night in Montpelier, and immediately tasked here with a jam. And now faces the DH Ryan Nicholson. Off speed's in there for a strike. Nicholson has played in all 5 games here with the Sharks in the early going this season, and is 4 for 16 with a double. An RBI to go with it. Woods on second and Bramley on first here in the first, as the Newport catcher Parker Haskin blocks that from getting to the backstop. Newport winners of 3 in a row, the Vineyard winners of 2 in a row. So something's got to give here tonight. And the Vineyard looking to strike first. 1-1 a check swing.
Woods breaks for third.
And now charging in and making the play over to first is Alford. Boy, he had to readjust in the middle of the play there after moving closer to the line. He gets the out, but a productive out for the Sharks as Woods and Bramley both move up 90 feet.
Woods trying to get himself over to third with less than 2 outs, but it doesn't help when your hitter at the plate swings on that pitch. But what it does is it gives John Giesler his first opportunity for the Sharks and a chance to bring in some runs.
And he faces a nasty curveball with some movement from Cole Stasio for a strike one. Yeah, you mentioned it. The first game and the first at bat for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket in purple and black Sharks digs. Comes here tonight in Newport. And immediately behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Stasio looking to work out of the jam. A walk to Woods, then a single to Bramley. But since a strikeout and a ground out, and now a strike away from stranding 2. What a block from Parker Haskin to keep the runners at bay. Giesler, 22 games played this past season with the Yellow Jackets. And he drives the 1-2 deep into left, sending rounds back near the wall. And it's off the wall. 2 runs will score for the Sharks, who get the scoring started here in Newport. Welcome to Martha's Vineyard. John Giesler, it's 2-0.
That's exactly why they have him hitting in the middle of the order. Brings so much power to this Sharks lineup. Every single time he comes up to the plate, he's a threat to take one deep.
Situational hitting. The first at bat for John Giesler, an extra base hit. And 2 runs on the board for the away side. As mentioned, a perfect 3-0 record here at Cardines Field. And that pop-up finds the glove of Luke Beckstein out at shortstop, so further damage averted. But some clutch 2-out hitting for Martha's Vineyard. It's a 2-0 Sharks lead as we go to the bottom of the first.
For the first time in league history, the 2022 New England League All-Star Game is headed to Martha's Vineyard, home of the Sharks. On Sunday, July 24th, join the NECBL's best as they ferry over to the island and enter the Shark Tank in front of scouts from every MLB organization. Visit asg22.necbl.com for more information. And don't forget to make your ferry reservation at steamshipauthority.com. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information.
Two to nothing, the Martha's Vineyard lead as Newport gets its first Hacks of the night, bottom of the first, here on a Monday night at Cardines Field. Thanks for joining us. Zach Letson, Eli Kleiman, and Shane Briggs along for the ride with you. And Newport will get its first at-bats. Let's give you the Gulls lineup here tonight. It starts with the walk-up song you hear, that of the DH Sam Kulas-Singham in the leadoff role. Josh Kuroda-Grauer out of Rutgers. He hits behind him and plays right field. Colton Ledbetter hits third and plays center. Trent Farquhar does the cleanup hitting and plays second. Noah Martinez behind him, hitting fifth and playing first. Hitting sixth, playing third. Slade Alford hitting seventh. And doing the catching, Parker Haskin. Luke Beckstein hits eighth and plays short. And Ben Rounds rounded out the lineup, hitting ninth and playing left. Against the pitcher on the mound out of Austin Peay, Jacob Weaver. He gets the ball for for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks here tonight after a team leading 25 appearances with the Governors this past season. And Kulasingam greets him with a drive. Foul off of the warehouse. That is an appropriate introduction to Sam Kulasingam, the Mountain West Player of the Year. Even his foul balls are interesting.
So fun to watch, too, because he's so calm and collected, but you see just him, the power, the explosiveness out of nowhere.
His first at bat as a goal, home run.
His first game with the Gulls, 2 of them.
2 home runs, and to this point, the 2 home runs the Newport Gulls have this season belong to Sam Kulasingam, and it was in his Newport Gulls debut. 0-2 in the dirt, but also a huge factor in Newport's 2-1 win, a win where there was not a lot of offense on either side, but Kulasingam 2 hits across the state at Old Mountain Field. Looks at ball 2 there. One of the more talented hitters in the entire country across college baseball, and he's in blue and orange digs for the summer. Worked his way back into the count now. 2-2 coming to the DH. Swing and a miss. A nasty off-speed curveball from Jacob Weaver.
He wanted that one, Zach.
How about that? One away.
Number 7, Joshua Kuroda.
Brings in JKG, as they call him. Josh Kuroda-Grauer. A lot easier to say JKG, though, and I talked to him opening night against Vermont. Said it's a nickname he's had his whole life. Grounds it sharply up the middle, booted from Fry, and JKG has first. Unable to make the play, Bradley Fry. He's at second, and we'll give you a full look at what Martha's Vineyard will look like in the field tonight. Left to right across the outfield, Gramley in left, Woods in center, and Jans in right. Elbery at third, Wallen at shortstop. Fry, as you just saw, at second, and Franco at first as Giesler does the catching for Weaver.
Stanford University in the city of Hoover, Alabama.
Kuroda-Grauer with a healthy lead as Newport now 1 on with 1 out for Colton Ledbetter, the 3-hitter. And takes a big swing and a miss, strike 1.
You mentioned Bramley out in left field. He's a catcher listed on the roster. Played third base in a scrimmage. The left field tonight, really the definition of a utility player this season for the Sharks.
Yeah, in summer baseball, a place where all of those utilities, if you will, get put to use. Newport last year had kind of a similar situation. A guy who played left, but in a lot of ways was an emergency catcher in Jordan Rogers. Healthy lead for JKG. Here comes the 0-1. Driven in the air, high and deep into center. Going back is Woods near the wall, and it's off the wall.
JKG rounds third.
And here he comes to the plate. He'll make it without a throw. And the Gulls almost say it's gone. It cleared the fence. It initially looked like it was off the wall, and just like that, with one swing of the bat, Colton Ledbetter has tied the game at 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, the crack of the bat right there.
And now Jay Weaver, the skipper for Martha's Vineyard's out to argue. It was very close near the trees there, and ruled a home run.
Looks like that lucky gentleman residing out in left center field gets a souvenir right in his backyard, courtesy of Colton Ledbetter.
Now it's a little interesting because the tree does come down a little bit and to where the wall is. And it looked like it had taken, I mean, it cleared the wall. So if it clears the wall, it's a home run.
And the umpire who was manning second base called that immediately. He was on that the whole way. It wasn't much of a doubt in his mind, despite the argument from Jay Mendez.
A perfect bunt from Farquhar, but it's going to roll foul. 376 feet, the distance from Colton Ledbetter off of the bat. The first home run for the newly Mississippi State Bulldog. And Newport with an immediate response. 2-2 the score. A 0-1 the count to Farquhar, Newport's cleanup hitting second baseman who fouls it back.
We talked coming into the game how much damage these two offenses can do, and we've already seen it on display from both sides in just one inning.
Newport taking advantage of the air immediately, one batter later. Both teams, like you said, 2 runs for Vineyard, 2 runs for Newport. Back and forth we go. As Farquhar drives this, and that'll get down for a base hit. Trent Farquhar, one of the more reliable bats in the Newport order. You can see why Newport really seeing it well here in the first.
It is a lot of loud contact right now. After you retire Kula Singham, you get the best batter out in the order to start the game. And since then, it's just been hard hit after hard hit after hard hit.
Brings up another guy with plenty of power, Noah Martinez, the Newport first baseman. Lefty digs in and skips in the dirt. A healthy lead for Farquhar, and he has to dive back in as Giesler went in and checked on over on it. And maybe if the throw's a little better, it might have been a closer play.
My heart skipped a beat, I'll tell you that one. That one had me worried.
Martinez looks at a ball down low now, 2-0. Talk about his power, a first-team All-NEC selection, just like Matt Woods of Martha's Vineyard. 15 bombs, 62 RBIs this year with the Blue Devils. But still looking for his first hit as a Newport goal.
Ooh, and he wanted that one.
Swings and misses there, 2-1. Two to 2 the score, thanks to a 2-run home run from Colton Ledbetter here in the bottom of the first. Swing and a miss for Martinez, and now back even, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Jacob Weaver, after falling behind 2-0, 2 pitches right by Martinez, but a dangerous hitter. Have to be careful on this 2-2 pitch.
Martinez stays alive, looked like it went off the mask of Giesler behind the plate in his first game behind the plate for Martha's Vineyard, who, as we were talking about, has some now newly formed catcher depth with his arrival.
4 catchers on the roster, one of them in left field, one of them behind the plate today. A couple on the bench, but always good to have extra catchers.
2-2 the count to the Newport first baseman. 1 on with 1 out. And he gets him on the off speed. So a bounce back for Weaver. Gets Martinez swinging, and there's 2 away.
The third baseman, number 24, Slate Alpert. He's from Mississippi State University, the town of Madison, Alabama.
Slate Alford, the batter for the Gulls. The third baseman swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. Hitting in the 6th hole tonight for Newport and trying to keep the inning going. 2 runs already on the board, and the Gulls threatening for more with Farquhar on first, taking a healthy lead on the righty Weaver. As Alford fouls it back quickly, 0-2. Playing in his 5th game this season with the Gulls, 2 for 14 so far. Both of those hits, doubles. An RBI in Newport's win here on Friday, as that skips in the dirt. And Farquhar is going to get to second easily, as it actually rolled near that white line near the Gulls dugout, which signifies out of play. So now Farquhar in scoring position for Alford. A chance for Newport's first lead of the night. But he swings and misses strike 3. So Weaver avoids any further damage. But Colton Ledbetter ties us at 2 with a 2-run shot. It's Newport 2, Martha's Vineyard 2 as we go to the second here on the NECBL Network.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today.
Back at Carneys Field, a lot of fireworks early between these two sides, and we have a 2-2 score as we go to the top of the second. Zach Letson, Eli Kleiman, and Shane Briggs with you here on a Monday night. As Henry Wallen takes a swing and a miss now, 1-1 to the shortstop, who called the University of Miami home, but now will be looking elsewhere to play his college ball. Colstasio in his second inning of work for Newport. Fires that one outside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Wallen has started in every single game at shortstop for the Sharks.
Lines that one sharply off of the wood near that third base side. Yeah, started every game like you mentioned. 4 for 15 on the young season, 2 RBIs to go with it. In the 7-hole tonight for Jay Mendez's team. Two inside, and the count runs full.
Wallen's another guy that just shows the lineup flexibility. Hit lead off on Saturday against North Adams in the 7-hole tonight. Really has kind of bounced around the lineup so far.
A swing and a drive into the left center gap, sprinting over there and making the catch in front of the wall. Ledbetter. A 2-run shot in the first, and covered plenty of real estate there in the left for the first out.
The right fielder, number 24, Chase.
Center field, not an easy place to roam at Cardines Field.
It is an interesting configuration, to say the least. You have where it bends in straightaway center, comes back in a little more shallow in right center, where we have a light pole that is actually in play, and then is shallowest, closest down the right field line. And that's where Chase Jans hits this foul ball. It'll find its way on a West Marlboro Street.
Yeah, I've done my best to get a good overhead look at that on Google Maps myself, and the only thing I can compare the shape of Cardines Field to is, in fact, the foot of the Newport Gull.
As Jans hits it sharply on the left side. Easy play for Alford for the second out.
The oldest ballpark in America, possibly Gully's grandfather's doing. That's my only guess.
Quickly 2 away here for Colstasio in his second inning of work. 2 up, 2 down after the Vineyard struck for 2 in the first inning, thanks to a 2-run double from John Giesler. The first at-bat in his Sharks career, and he made it count. And now the 9-hitter Bradley Fry digs in and looks at ball 1.
try a pair of hits, a pair of runs, and a pair of strikeouts on the season, doing just about everything in pairs.
And he grounds the 1-0 sharply up the middle. Beckstein, a quick flip over to first, scoop by Martinez. And a 1-2-3 inning for Colstasio. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Still a 2-2 game.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason.
Parker Houston of Elon University and Palm Beach.
Back here at Cardines Field, 2-2 between Newport and Martha's Vineyard here on a Monday night. Thanks for joining us on the NECBL Network as Parker Haskin, the Newport catcher, looks at ball number 1. 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Newport here. Their second hacks of the night. A 2-run shot from Colton Ledbetter. The 2 runs on the board for Newport. A 2-run double from John Giesler. The 2 runs on the board for the Sharks. Jacob Weaver working into his second inning of work as the 2-0 finds the zone. 2-1 to the 2021 NECBL All-Star Parker Haskin, who spent last summer with the Upper Valley Nighthawks right here in the NECBL, but cross-divisional. And now on a line over to short. An easy catch for Wallen for the first down. One away for Luke Beckstein, the walk-off man here on Friday night out of Northeastern University.
From Northeastern University in Tinsboro, Massachusetts.
Plays at Northeastern, played previously at Kansas State, and looks at strike 1 on the upper part of the plate. Weaver's pitch skips in the dirt. 1-1 now. A drive over to the shortstop. Hit sharply on one hop, fielded by Wallen again. And he has made the 2 outs here.
A busy
field.
man tonight.
Made the 2 outs in the field, and quickly for Newport, it was a quick 1-2-3 inning in the top of the second. And now quickly 2 up, 2 down for Jacob Weaver here in the bottom of the second.
Nice play by Wallen to adjust that ball. Skips up on him a little bit, able to still get his glove on it and make the play.
Brings in the 9-hitter wearing number 9, Ben Rounds, who looks at a vicious curveball from Jacob Weaver. Strike 1. There's a strike on the inner part of the plate to Rounds. A Milton, Massachusetts native who played 2 seasons in the Futures League before getting the bump up here to the NECBL. And that pitch skips down low. 31 games this season for the Crimson. Of course, the Ivy League finally having a season after not having one in the 2021 season or the 2020 season. And the NECBL a hotbed for Ivy League talent throughout. As that's down low, and the Deuces run wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in a 2-2 game here in the second.
If only it were Tuesday, Zach.
As the count runs full now to Rounds.
Because that one was too high.
A guy who has registered 3 hits in his first 4 games with the Gulls, 3 for 12, and a pair of RBIs, one being an RBI single here on Friday. And grounds the payoff pitch, fair ball down the right field line. Rounds hustling for extra bases, on his way to second, and he'll get there with a slide. A 2-out, 2-bagger for Ben Rounds.
Yet another 2, Zach.
How about that? The Deuce is really running wild here in the second inning. As Rounds finds the corner for his first extra base hit here in the 2022 summer. Made second easily as the throw was cut off. And, well, someone you'd want up with runners in scoring position, the Newport leadoff man, Sam Kulasingam. As aforementioned, a monstrous season with the Air Force Falcons. 64 RBIs across 61 games. And there's strike 1 from Weaver, who did nothing but attack him the first time that he saw Sam Kulasingam. Ended with a swinging strikeout.
Need that same approach. So dangerous bringing out Kulasingam with a runner in scoring position.
0-1 the count to the DH. And that time he couldn't get Kulasingam to bite on the curveball. 2 home runs for Kulasingam in his first game as a Gold. 2 hits for Kulasingam in Newport's last game on Saturday against the Ocean State Waves. 5 hits, that leads the Gulls. And wanted to throw back to second, but nobody was home. Henry Wallen playing off the bag. A 2-2 game here in the bottom of the second. Kulasingam with a hot shot. That goes foul, and you got to have quick reflexes over there if you're head man of the Newport Gulls, Frank Holbrook.
Not a lot of foul territory at this ballpark. Not a lot of room for fielders to go over, and also not a lot of room for the coaches to move.
1-2 the count to Kulasingam, and that skips in the dirt. He can't find it. Eventually Giesler does. He kept it enough in front of him to prevent Rounds from moving up 90 feet.
Don't want to make that third out at third. That's one of those sayings in baseball, and especially not when you have arguably your best hitter at the plate.
I don't want to end the inning with Sam Kulasingam leaving the bat on his shoulder. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And we'll have another full count, as we just did to Rounds. That ended with a double. Kulasingam a double on Saturday. And plenty of potential to drive in the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the second. Payoff pitch. Just inside. How about that eye from Sam Kulasingam? He can swing the bat. He can also leave the bat on the shoulder when need be. And Newport with 2 on now with 2 out. It's the first free pass of the night issued by Jacob Weaver. And it puts Newport in business here. 2 on, 2 out for number 7, Josh Kuroda-Grauer.
If the idea was to pitch around Kulasingam, that might not have been such a bad idea.
First base was open as the off-speed a swing and a miss to JKG.
See if you can get him to chase, and if he doesn't want to bite, then just put him at that open base and take your chances with Kuroda-Grauer.
And he hits it off the inner part of the bat. It's an easy play across the diamond for Elbery to retire the side. So the 2-out double for Knott here in the bottom of the second. Newport strands 2, and it remains a 2-2 score as we head to inning number 3 here on the NECBL Network.
Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. The Newport Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information.
Well, it's a packed house at Guardians Field. Two of the premier teams in the NECBL going at it here on a Monday night. It's a 2-2 game as we go to the top of the third. Cole Stasio remaining on the mound, and he faces the top of this Martha's Vineyard order, beginning with the leadoff man, Matt Woods. It's quickly 2-0 to the Bryant Bulldog, who we talked about, the NEC Player of the Year in his second stint with the team from the Vineyard.
And a great player to bring back. Just such a spark at the top of the order and in center field.
Walked and came around to score his first time up. Back in the first and looks at a strike there. Came around to score on that big 2-out, 2-run double from John Giesler, high off of the left field wall. And hits this sharply. It's off of Stasio's foot, and he finds it in time to make the out. How about those reflexes? Playing a little bit of soccer out there.
They don't ask how, Zach. They ask how many. And right now, that's 1 for 1 for Cole Stasio on the mound.
There you go. Not about how you get it done, but if you get it done. And it's an out at the end of the day in the scorebook. A 1-3 put out if you're keeping score at home. And if you can, well, anyway, you can get Matt Woods out, I think you'll take. Brings in the 2-hitter Thomas Bramley, who's out in left field tonight, but as we talked about, he can do it all for the Sharks team. Left field, catching, you name it.
And an excellent hitter, veteran hitter at the plate for the Sharks team.
A 1-1 count as that pitch finds its way upstairs. Yeah, listed as a catcher on the Sharks website, but here he is playing out in left. And he's ahead, now 2-1. An NEC Player of the Week nominee early on in the season. 3 homers in his first series of the year with Mount St. Mary's. As that flies out of play.
And not the biggest of guys, but has pop in his bat. One of those lefties that can benefit for a shorter right field here and at the Shark Tank.
Swings and misses. Kind of an ugly swing as that pitch, a rising fastball from Cole Stasio. Could not hold up the swing, and there's 2 gone.
2 for 2 again, Zach. There's those 2s once again.
2 up and 2 down. That's exactly what you can ask for after really just 1 hit. The difference for the Sharks, that 2 RBI double. Since then, Stasio has retired 5 in a row, make it 6 in a row.
Took both pitchers just a little bit to get going. I mean, obviously we've seen a little bit less of Jacob Weaver, but they've been excellent since that first inning.
As Marcus Franco looks at a ball inside, 2 balls and no strikes the count to the Nova Southeastern product. It's a Division II school located in South Florida. As that pitch on the outside part, strike 1. School that we were talking about it before. Produced a name I think a lot of fans of New England familiar of, J.D. Martinez, a graduate of Nova, as that's hit sharply on one hop. Luke Beckstein across the diamonds. 1, 2, 3 again for Cole Stasio. 7 in a row retired through 2.5. Still a 2-2 game.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today.
2-2 as we go to the bottom of the third. Everyone in Newport anxiously watching on. Here we are in the heart of Newport at Cardines Field. And the heart of the Newport order due up here in the bottom of the third. Colton Ledbetter looks at strike 1. 3, 4, and 5. Ledbetter, Farquhar, and Martinez due up in the Newport half of the third. And Weaver wasted no time attacking him. Quickly 0-2.
Ledbetter, a 2-run home run back in the first. Didn't make it easy on himself. Drove it to the biggest part of the yard and opposite field.
A high fence here at Cardines Field as that skips in the dirt. And where kind of the trees meet the top of that chain link fence out there. It was kind of close between the top of that fence and being in play in a double and being out. I think the ruling from these umpires was it hit the trees and came back in. As that one, too, is inside. And if I had to guess, of course, we don't know. We don't have microphones on the coaches, but that was probably the explanation from Keith Peterson, Chris Lima, and J.C. Fernandez to the skipper, to the Martha's Vineyard skipper, Jay Mendez, who came out and kind of wanted an explanation.
You'd have to imagine that's what happened.
Now from 1-2 to 3-2 to Colton Ledbetter. Be taking his talents to Mississippi State, one of the premier programs in college baseball, and you can understand why he'd be doing so. A .318 average in 57 games this past season with Samford, and earns himself a free pass. On with a walk. Newport in business here to start the third.
And I'm not sure he could have led much better than that, getting on base first things first.
Oh, man. Shane's ready with the puns. There you go. Well, that's exactly the start you'd want if you're Newport, because it brings up Trent Farquhar, a guy who had a hit in his first at-bat as well. A single into right. A man owning a .392 on-base percentage this past season with the Michigan State Spartans. And trying for an unconventional way to get on base with a bunt, but he has to pull back.
Big Ten baseball is just one of the sports in that conference that goes under the radar. Not the ACC, SEC,
right,
or Pac-12, but they have a lot of good baseball players up in that conference.
Farquhar a drive, deep into right, and it's out of here. Trent Farquhar have a night. A 2-run shot, and Newport jumps in front. It's 4-2.
Home run number 2, Zach. A 2-1, another 2-1 shot at that. The twos are out and about here in Newport, and I am here for it.
Have a night, Trent Farquhar. First a single, now a homer. And a welcome sight into that Newport dugout. He got all of that one.
No doubt about that one, Zach.
Gets over that fence and right. And that, I mean, we talk about the configuration. It gets deeper when you get into that right center gap. Doesn't matter for number 4 in white, blue, and orange. And it's a 4-2 goals lead. A 2-run shot in the first from Ledbetter. A 2-run shot in the third from Trent Farquhar. 388 feet. Says our track man here at Cardines Field. As Noah Martinez looks at ball 1. 99 miles per hour off of that bat.
And that ball didn't just get out. I mean, that ball went well over that tall fence in right field. Chase Jans took a peek, but didn't even go chase it down. There was no doubt.
And there for a strike on the inner part of the plate. 1-2 to Martinez. A guy in Farquhar, 5'8", 177, but a lot of pop off of that bat. 6 homers with the Spartans this past season. Number 1 for him here in Newport. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Nasty breaking ball from Jacob Weaver. And there's the first down in the bottom of the third.
Martinez was looking to join Farquhar on that one there. That was a swing for the fences.
Took his elbow guard off on that swing.
So still in search for his first hit with the goals. Now one away for the Newport 6-hitter, Slate Alford. A hard chopper foul down the left field line. 2 home runs for Newport. They have matched their total from the first 4 games of the season here in the first 3 innings tonight. And Alford looks at ball 1. A strikeout victim back in the first inning. Or Newport scored 2 runs, but Weaver actually picked up 3 strikeouts. And there's ball 2.
He's pitched well outside of those 2 home runs. 4 strikeouts through 3 1/3, but the walks have started to hurt him, and of course the long balls have given Newport this lead.
2 long balls on the night for the home team. And this offense, after a tough opening night, has really enjoyed playing here at Cardines Field. 8 runs on Wednesday, 5 runs on Friday, and now 4 runs immediately in the first Monday night that Cardines Field sees, as that off speed fooled Alford 3-2. Undefeated at home are the Newport Gulls, looking to move to 3-0 here in their home confines and advance their winning streak overall to 4 games as Alford earns the second free pass of the inning.
And Slate, I am Alford that. Way to get on base there.
Did you write these down? How do you just have them ready to go?
These are off the dome, my friend.
It's pretty good. Well, Jay Mendez is gonna come out and talk to Jacob Weaver. It's easy to get those names switched up. And that is going to be the day for Jacob Weaver. So he finishes getting through 2 1/3 innings. And we'll exit here in the third. We'll have the new Martha's Vineyard pitcher for you shortly. 4-2, the Newport lead.
Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final Four, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason.
A 4-2 game here at Cardines Field, and we have our first call to the bullpen here this evening as the day done for Jacob Weaver, and entering here in Newport, Stephen Quigley, the first arm out of the pen for the Sharks.
And Quigley, an excellent pitcher from Wheaton College, headed to UConn, a team currently playing Game 3 of their Super Regional. And this past year at Wheaton, a 2.22 ERA in 65 innings. So an excellent pitcher out of the pen, 73 strikeouts in those 65 innings, and has made 1 appearance in the NECBL. That was up in Vermont.
He's tasked with a little bit of a jam here. 1 on with 1 out for the Newport catcher. Parker Haskin looks at ball 1.
Gave up 2 earned in Vermont. Both of those came when he entered the game mid-inning, just like this situation. After that, working from the windup, spectacular.
And that one shot back up the middle, could be 2. The flip over to second for 1 on to first, and the Sharks turn it. How about that from your middle infield? Fry to Wallen to Franco, and the 4-6-3 twin killing ends things here in the bottom of the 3rd. But Newport jumps out to a 4-2 lead thanks to a 2-run shot from Trent Farquhar. Back with the 4th after this.
Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. For the first time in league history, the 2022 New England League All-Star Game is headed to Martha's Vineyard, home of the Sharks. On Sunday, July 24th, join the NECBL's best as they ferry over to the island and enter the Shark Tank in front of scouts from every MLB organization. Visit asg22.necbl.com for more information. And don't forget to make your ferry reservation at steamshipauthority.com. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today.
Welcome back to Cardines Field for the top of the 4th. The Martha's Vineyard Sharks back up to the plate, trailing 4-2. Stasio remains on the mound. He'll face Ryan Nicholson in the first pitch. Misses outside, a ball and no strikes. Pair of 2-run shots for the Gulls, giving them the 4-2 lead. It's the 1-0, misses outside with a curveball. 2 balls, no strikes to Nicholson. Designated hitter in tonight's ball game. And a ground out to third back in the first. 2-0 pitch. He lifts one into shallow center. Ledbetter racing in, but it's the shortstop Beckstein headed out, and he will make the grab for out number 1.
Covering a lot of real estate out there, and Newport fortunate to have speedsters there in the middle infield, whether it's Bexty and whether it's Spencer Smith, his college teammate who has the night off tonight. But we saw him make the Derek Jeter-esque player try to for the out, but they're a good play there in shallow center.
A lot more successful on that one, and a nice play ranging back is John Giesler to the plate, and the first pitch is popped up down the first base side over near the dugout, and it is Martinez who leans over the fence to bring it back for out number 2. 2 spectacular defensive plays on a pair of pop-ups for the Gulls in the top of the 4th, and quickly 2 down for the Sharks.
Wow. I mean, he used all the real estate that he had back there. I mean, we talk about not a lot of space in foul territory on either side. Every last inch was used there by Martinez, getting that glove over the fence. What a catch.
Brings Jake Albiri to the plate. Used all that real estate and more. It's the first pitch, a fastball outside. A ball and no strikes. Albiri playing third today. It's a big swing and a miss. Moves the count to no balls, 2 strikes. Was the designated hitter back on Saturday. Here comes the 0-2, and that one misses below the zone. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Sun starting to set over Cardines Field. 1-2 from Stasio, misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count.
Yeah, a guy who was not allowed a hit since back in the first inning when Giesler had that 2 RBI double, has since really settled in well.
9 straight retired as the 3-1 pitch misses inside, ball 4, and all of a sudden.
There's the broadcaster jinx it to perfection right there.
I did not hear you knock on wood, Zach. That was a little.
Shortstop, number 5.
That will prolong the inning with Albiri at first and Henry Wallen to the plate, the shortstop. Transferring away from Miami after just 1 season with the Hurricanes. Stasio from the stretch for the first time since the first, and he drops in a curveball on Wallen, no balls and a strike. Albiri, not a ton of speed at first. Not particularly slow for a third baseman either. 0-1 pitch, another curveball, and another strike from Stasio, and he's quickly ahead of Wallen. Shadows engulfing part of the outfield as the 0-2 pitch is tapped off the catcher Haskin. Bit shaken up on the play. Umpire will give him a second to reset. Those shadows cover the home plate area all the way out to the front of the mound, but they don't cover the pitcher, so the pitcher sits in the sun and then quickly releases the ball right into the shade. A hitter's best friend? Not really, but.
No, in some ways it is, and it's an interesting time of day where you have this unique situation.
0-2 pitch. Misses low and away. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Because, of course, you know, in 30 minutes' time, we're probably looking at a little different of a situation. But for now, as you said, Wallen's probably a fan of this.
Well, and then you have part of the outfield in the shade as well. Just a nice strip of sunlight engulfs the middle of the field as the 1-2 pitch misses outside with another fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, getting a look at what the outfield looks like right now. It looks like Rounds and Ledbetter are protected, but then JKG out there in right still having to push through the rays, the final sun rays here this evening.
2-2 to Wallen, swing and a miss at the curveball. A strikeout from Stasio to end the inning. The Sharks leave 1 on the Albiri walk. No runs, no hits. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Newport ahead 4-2 on the NECBL network.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason.
It's 4-2 goals as we play into the bottom of the 4th at Cardines Field. Quigley returns to the mound for the Sharks, and he will face Luke Beckstein to start the inning. And the first pitch, a fastball that rides in there. No balls and a strike. Beckstein a ground out to shortstop back in the second. 0-1 pitch is lifted in the air to left. Bramley drifts over towards the line, adjusts, and makes the catch for out number 1.
I don't know if it's our vantage point or all the home runs that we've already seen, but every time something gets lifted, my heart just immediately is just hoping for another one.
Yeah, Newport's had well, they've shown the power tonight, so it's a fair request. But I mean, such a high wall out there and a lot of real estate can be hard to tell off the bat sometimes.
We've seen some balls launched tonight from both teams. John Giesler for the Sharks, a 2 RBI double, didn't leave the park. It's the first pitch to Ben Rounds. Finds the outside corner, no balls and a strike. Sharks on their second pitcher with Quigley in the game. 0-1 home. Finds the inside corner, corner to corner for Quigley. And quickly ahead, 0-2 to Rounds. Beautiful day in Newport. No clouds in the sky as the sun continues to set. 0-2 to Rounds, and that one misses outside. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, we've been blessed with outstanding weather now in all 3 of these games for the Gulls here at Cardines. First Wednesday and Friday night, and now here Monday night. And so far they have coincided with 2 Gulls victories.
1-2 pitch, shot the other way, but foul down the third base side. There goes the crash sound. Represents all foul balls here at Cardines.
That's a Cardines special right there.
At USC in Los Angeles, the sound is the Fortnite sound, the bus sound you hear, like, phew.
Yep. That was a great
driving by.
That was a great impersonation right there, Eli.
Happy to give it a shot. Apologize to all the listeners who had to hear that.
Does the E in Eli stand for Epic Games? That was spot on, my friend. That was impressive. Where are we dropping, boys? In Newport tonight?
Right here at Cardines.
Yeah. These thousands of fans and the players, and we certainly are.
1-2 home to Rounds. He grounds one towards third. Albiri fields on the backhand. Long throw to first is offline, but Marcus Franco, the first baseman, applies the tag and retires Rounds for out number 2. Nice job by Franco to adjust and in time to get the second out of the inning.
Yeah, and a nice job by Albiri there at third. I mean, Ben Rounds very close to having a double down both of these lines. First had one down the right field line in the second, and then here in the fourth. What a play that is across the diamond. And then Franco, like he said, adjusting and making the tag when his foot came off the back.
Heads-up play from the young first baseman as Colasingham comes back to the plate in the first pitch. In from Quigley, missed as the 0-1, grounded right past Quigley on the mound and into center field. That ball will die out there. Woods has to race in and pick it up from the grass to get it in to keep Colasingham to a single. Not quiet for long after a strikeout in the first. Coolasingham has walked in the second, and now his first hit of the day, and a base runner aboard with 2 outs for the Gulls, leading 4-2 in the bottom of the 4th.
Could you call that a Kula single for him, Eli?
You know what? I got to say, I kind of could see that one coming. I kind of could see where you're going with that, and Shane's there with the punts. You can count on it.
JKG up to the plate, and he watches a first pitch fastball find the zone. No balls and a strike.
No, but just you knew it was coming for Coolasingham. I mean, a guy who's now at 6 hits in this is just his 4th game here in Newport, but I mean, he's been a hit machine.
Spectacular. You mentioned the 2 long balls in game 1, and having to adjust to those wooden bats as well, not always that easy.
For him, it's hardly been an adjustment. You'd think he's still up there with a metal bat.
Not like the BB Core has that much pop in it. Those are the metal bats that college players use. 0-1 pitch. Finds the outside corner. Quickly ahead, no balls, 2 strikes.
I see what you did there. Well done.
Stealing a little magic. Quigley checks on the runner. 0-2 pitch, and it is fouled back to the screen. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Coolasingham was on the move, but he will have to retreat to first.
Yeah, that's the epitome of fighting off a pitch. I mean, this is a guy that's battling with 2 strikes in the count. That ball was far out of the zone, but JKG's not taking any chances, and he wastes the pitch to stay alive.
Spoiling a good fastball, what all good hitters do. Squiggly checks on the runner, this time not going, and the 0-2 pitch is sent fouling out of play down the right field line. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes, and that one looks like it's headed for downtown Newport. Heads up.
Oh, we do have the fire station. We have a plaza, complex, if you will, to the left of that, and of course the Marriott behind us is all. We really are in the middle of it all.
0-2 pitch once again, swing and a miss. Quigley ends the inning with a strikeout. After getting the double play to end the 3rd, he ends the 4th with a punch-out. 1 hit, 1 left for Newport. Will head to the 5th. The Gulls lead 4-2 on the NECBL network.
Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information. Zephyr.
Welcome back to Cardines Field, top of the 5th, and a new pitcher for the Gulls is Liam Levange. What do we know about Liam?
Yeah, Liam Levange, a guy who makes his 2nd appearance in his 2nd season with the Newport Gulls. And his first one, it was a roller coaster ride out there. First 2 shutout innings against the Mystic Schooners back on Wednesday, but then the Schooners got him in the 7th inning, a go-ahead grand slam that really turned that game on its head. But this was a guy that Newport really relied on a season ago, and you'd figure they're going to do so again. A guy who pitched a lot with Bryant this past season, 18 games, 3 starts, a 3.55 ERA. second on the team in appearances.
Levangie begins his day by facing Chase Jans and evens the count, a ball and a strike with that big swing and a miss from the right fielder for the Sharks. Jans just finished his first year at Kansas as he snaps one back to the screen. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, it closes the door on on the day for Stasio, who did not give up a hit after that 2 RBI double, and in fact retired 9 of the last 10 that he faced outside of that walk.
1-2, a swing and a miss at the curveball. Levangie gets Jans to chase, and there's one away as Jans gives some advice to his teammate Bradley Fry, who steps to the plate.
I mean, that curveball is filthy stuff. It's the number one thing you notice when you watch Liam Levangie, the 12-6 curve, we like to call it, and because it starts at 12 o'clock, ends up at 6 o'clock, and you really can see the drop-off. So hard to deal with as a hitter.
First pitch to Fry, popped up along the first base side. Into foul territory goes Martinez. This one a bit easier to handle, and he makes the catch for a quick out number 2.
And we talked about the day Stasio, how we can close the book on his day. 4 innings full, 2 hits, the 2 runs that were given up in the first, and 3 strikeouts to go with 2 walks.
And you mentioned after that first inning, 9 out of 10 batters retired, never really had much trouble. From there's back to the top of the order for Matt Woods. And he watches the off-speed pitch drop into the strike zone. No balls and a strike, and teammates facing each other. Levangie from Bryant, so is Woods.
Seemed like the only person that could get in Cole Stasio's way was Zach Letson himself. Little commentator jinx.
0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. Woods chased one in the dirt, quickly behind in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. And Levangie looking to finish off the 5th. 1-2-3. Shakes off his catcher Haskin. Has one he likes. 0-2 home. And Woods fouls one back.
Levangie right now looking like those kids that came out to play that little intermission game and chucking it.
He's had a nice start to his evening. A strikeout and a pop-up. 0-2 home to Woods. He grounds one over towards second. It's Farquhar who fields, flips to Martinez, and the inning is over. A strikeout and a 1-2-3 inning out of the bullpen for Levangie. The Sharks remain at 2. It's 4-2 goals as we head to the bottom of the 5th at Cardines Field. And the goals will look to add on when we come back on the NACBL Network.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason.
It's 4-2 goals, bottom of the 5th. Heart of the order coming up, 3-4-5. Again, Stephen Quigley and Colton Ledbetter will lead it off as he watches a first pitch strike. Ledbetter has yet to be retired today. A 2-run home run in the first, a walk in the third. He's scored twice. As he fouls the 0-1 off, it snowballs 2 strikes.
Yeah, one of the more talented hitters on this Newport team this summer, no doubt. A guy in Ledbetter who will be taking his talents to Mississippi State. And 5 hits, and this is his 5th game here this summer.
Off to a hot start is 0-2 from Quigley, is grounded towards second. Fry bends at the waist, fields, and flips onto first for out number 1. Quigley has been excellent since he's entered. The double play to end the third, just the 1 hit to Coolasingham, and other than that, has been just about perfect. As Trent Farquhar comes to the plate, he is the other man with a 2-run shot tonight. He watches the breaking ball bend on that inside corner. No balls and a strike. Quigley electric stuff. Taking it from Wheaton College, the D3 level, over to UConn. As the 0-1 just misses inside.
Between the crack of the bat and the pop of the pitch, it sounds like a Rice Krispies commercial in here.
1-1 pitch is upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. 2 of the best teams in the NECBL, tied atop the Coastal Division. They will play several more times this year. 2-1 pitch is chopped off the glove of Giesler behind home plate and foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. They even play tomorrow when Newport returns the favor and travels to the island to face Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, Newport's first ferry ride this summer, and at least to a lot of history these past couple of years. 7 games. Last year, Newport winning 4 out of the 7, and the 2 also met in the NECBL semifinal round back in 2019.
Sharks got the better of the Gulls that season. The Sharks had the best record in the league in 2019. Only their 3rd year in the league currently. 2019 was year 1. 2021 was year 2. This year 3. Compared to Newport, probably the most storied team in the NECBL with 7 titles, including a pair of 3-peats. Here comes the full count offering to Farquhar. He lines one into center. It'll drop in front of Woods for a base hit. And Farquhar, the only man that the Sharks have been unable to retire today. 3 for 3, including the 2-run bomb.
Making a strong case for player of the game so far. I mean, the single in the first that followed Ledbetter's home run. Then the home run that he just smoked into the right center gap. And then, a single here. He's just a really complete hitter. He's got the ability to hit for power, but also just the ability to hit for contact.
Hit and power, a big plus. It's the first pitch to Martinez, lifted into right. Racing in is Jans. He'll use his speed to catch up to it and make the grab for out number 2. Farquhar will have to retreat to first, and there's 2 away. Martinez 0 for 3 today, but he's made a couple nice defensive plays over at first.
Yeah, Martinez still looking for that first hit as a goal, and he was awfully close there. I mean, Jan's covering a lot of ground, and a nice defensive play out there.
Up to the plate comes Slade Alford. Quigley working out of the stretch. Farquhar dancing off of first, and the pitch is low and away. A ball and no strikes. Jans from Overland Park, Kansas, suburb of Kansas City, Missouri, actually the 2nd biggest city in the state of Kansas. 1-0 pitch, runner on the move. The throw down to second from Giesler skips over the glove of Fry at second and into center field. Farquhar will remain at second with the stolen base, but all of a sudden with 2 down, the Gulls have a runner in scoring position, leading 4-2 tonight in the bottom of the 5th.
And now with that man on second in scoring position, like you mentioned, I'm curious what's on the slate for this at bat now.
There's another. Been getting them all night. Keeping this game fun as Quigley checks on the runner at second. 1-1, tap down the first baseline. It's Quigley, the pitcher, off to field, and an underhand flip to first will retire to the side. a hit, one left in scoring position for the Gulls, but they've been unable to tack on since that 2-run home run in the third. We'll head to the top of the sixth, where the Sharks look to get back on the board. It's 2, 3, and 4. Bramley, Franco, and Nicholson coming up for Martha's Vineyard.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. For the first time in league history, the 2022 New England League All-Star Game is headed to Martha's Vineyard, home of the Sharks. On Sunday, July 24th, join the NECBL's best as they ferry over to the island and enter the Shark Tank in front of scouts from every MLB organization. Visit asg22.necbl.com for more information. And don't forget to make your ferry reservation at steamshipauthority.com. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule.
It's the start of the 6th inning at Cardines Field, 4-2 Gulls. Thomas Bramley to the plate in the first pitch. He lifts towards right center field. Ledbetter, the center fielder, racing over. He'll watch it land off the right center field wall. It's Kuroda Grauer who will field and fire it in, but not before Bramley is in standing at second with a leadoff double. And that's what the Sharks need, their first hit since the first inning.
Yeah, he took the words out of my mouth. I mean, just a perfectly timed hit for the Sharks group. Really needed a base knock after not having one for so long. And the first pitch here in the bottom of the 6th, all of a sudden you're in business for the middle part of your order.
Levangie returned to the mound for the Gulls with a runner in scoring position. That one hit off that right center field wall directly where it curves back and heads straight out. As up to the plate comes Marcus Franco, and he'll watch a curveball in the dirt. Cardines Field now engulfed in shadows as the sun almost setting, a rosy pink off near left field behind the third baseline. Levangie checks on Bramley, and the fastball misses up and in to Franco. The two island teams squaring off. Newport technically on an island, although they don't need to take a ferry to get off. 2-0 to Franco, and he laces one down the first base line. It is a fair ball into the corner. Bramley will come around second and in to score. Franco, who doesn't provide much speed on the base pass, will remain at first. It's an RBI single for Marcus Franco, and the Sharks have cut the lead to 1 here in the top of the 6th.
Well, they say hitting is contagious, and Martha's Vineyard, 2 hits in the first, none since. All of a sudden, you get here in the 6th, and these bats in the middle of the Martha's Vineyard order are red hot. That was just a perfectly placed ball into the corner there. All of a sudden, a 1-run game.
As Ryan Nicholson steps up to the plate and watches first pitch miss outside. Ball and no strikes. Big power outburst for Nicholson in his latest season at Cincinnati. 12 home runs and 40 RBIs in 52 games. So he watches another fastball miss. Had 5 home runs in 2 prior seasons at Cincinnati coming in to the 2022 season. Still waiting for his first home run in a Sharks uniform. As Haskin will go chat with Levangie. Count 2 balls, no strikes to Nicholson, with Marcus Franco the tying run at first here in the top of the 6th.
And it's all about keeping these Sharks hitters on their toes because, I mean, we saw it on Wednesday. The Schooners eventually figured out Levangie, and Charlie Pagliarini hit a go-ahead grand slam after he had looked spotless. Now you have to find a way to keep yourself unpredictable because the Sharks have done an excellent job getting hard contact.
2-1 and a big swing and a foul tip into the glove of Haskin. Nice bounce back pitch from Levangie to try to get himself back in the count. Not much speed at first for the Sharks. Franco, who hit one to the wall down the right field line, only able to get a single out of it. As Nicholson watches the breaking ball for strike 2, and the count 2 balls, 2 strikes, with nobody out in the 6th. Big pitch for Levangie. John Giesler on deck. Curveball lined right past the dive of Martinez at first and into right field. Franco will head over to second, make it back-to-back hits for the Sharks to begin the 6th as Ryan Nicholson's aboard with his first knock of the day.
The first 19 at-bats of the day, Martha's Vineyard, 2 hits. The last 3 at-bats, 3 hits. That's the game of baseball. I mean, you just never know what you're going to get. These bats are hot. And now we see Newport backup catcher Jake Burley heading down to the bullpen. And I think we know what that means. I'd expect to see an arm get going down there.
John Giesler to the plate with 2 on, and he sends one high in the air on the infield. It's Farquhar, the second baseman, who will call for it and edge onto the outfield grass to make the grab for out number 1. So a nice bounce back from Levangie here in the 6th.
Yeah, a much needed one because now, although it's been a tough inning on the mound, you have a chance to just get out of this with a ground ball. 3 hits, you limit the damage to 1 run, get out of the inning with the lead if you can get a ball on the ground here and maybe turn 2.
Sharks with the tying run at second, go-ahead run at first here in the 6th as Levangie, deep breath on the mound. He'll face Jake Alberi in the first pitch, a fastball that misses outside. It's not the first time the Sharks have taken advantage of the bullpen. On Saturday against North Adams, Cole Zafiro got the start for the Steeplecats, went 5 innings, just 2 hits, a run, and 7 strikeouts. The last 4 innings, the Sharks scored 4 runs to take that game 5-2. Comes the 1-0 to Alberi, a little bloop over the third base side, and it'll clank off that fence down the third base line. A ball and a strike. Probably not enough time for Alford to go over and make the grab, but not enough space either.
Yeah, it's not a lot of space to begin with, and then as you go further and further down the line before the bullpen, the space shrinks. As you get a look on your screen, it gets smaller and smaller until you get to that bullpen area, one that both of these teams share.
Sharing the same side of the field for the dugouts on the first base side. Bullpens are both on the third base side. 1-1 pitch, grounded to short. Bechstein into a slide. He throws the second one. Farquhar back to first. Double play, and the inning is over. What a play by Bechstein, the shortstop. Slide and able to pop up and still get the throw off in time for the double play. 6-4-3 will end the inning. A poor start for Levangie, giving up 3 straight hits and a run, but able to limit the damage. And the Gulls will head to the bottom of the 6th with a 1-run lead. It's 4-3 at Cardines Field. Alford, Haskin, and Bechstein, the man who made the defensive play, coming up for the Gulls.
Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today.
It's 4-3 Gulls in the bottom of the 6th. After the Sharks struck for 1 on 3 hits in the top half of the inning, Quigley back to the mound. For Martha's Vineyard, he'll face Slate Alford to lead off the inning. But what an excellent play by Beckstein, the shortstop. A sliding grab and still able to turn 2 to get the Gulls out of a jam.
Yeah, I mean, he had to backhand that cleanly. Not an easy play.
First pitch to Alford, grounded to second. This time it's Fry, the second baseman for the Sharks, into a slide on one knee. He'll pop up in plenty of time to throw out Alford. The defense, middle infielders trading off nice plays to end the 6th and to begin the bottom half of the inning.
And there's another backhand, just as I was talking about it. And I mean, the defense has really been put on display between these two teams tonight.
Battle for first place of the Coastal Division as Parker Haskins steps to the plate. The catcher squares and pulls back. And that fastball misses just above the zone. A ball and no strikes.
I feel like it's almost a game of back and forth of just if you can do it, I can do it too. Right?
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Exactly.
As the saying goes.
Exactly.
We saw Giesler hit one high off the wall in the first. And then Ledbetter came up in the bottom half of the inning and said, I can do a little bit better, and hit one over the wall.
Exactly. And now we're trading back-to-back backhands.
Some defensive gems. Pitch in to Haskin, and that one catches the outside corner. Quigley is not allowed a run since he came in with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. As he evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 away. Sharks looking to make it 3 straight wins after a loss on the road trip up to Vermont. As that one misses in the dirt, gets all the way towards the Newport dugout down the first base side, but Haskin did not go around, so the count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes. Actually, Luke Beckstein at the plate. The shortstop who made that defensive gem back in the top half of the inning. Looking to get something started with 1 away. Grounded up the middle. Wallen fields the shortstop from behind second base, and he'll spin and fire to throw out his opponent. Plays the same position, and 2 away. As Ben Rounds to the plate.
Number 9, Benson Rounds.
Rounds a Harvard kid. Sharks have a Harvard guy of their own, Adam Stoney, pitched on Thursday.
And Round's a great kid, a guy I was lucky enough to bump into walking into the stadium one day, and just a genuine guy, nice guy to be around, easy to talk to. Great locker room guy on top of everything that he brings to the team, clearly.
And Harvard, really a school that has delivered a lot of talent to Martha's Vineyard.
Absolutely has, and it hasn't been easy for those Ivy League guys, Harvard included. No season in 2021, just a month of a season in 2020. And these guys really have to take advantage of summer baseball when you don't have a spring season. It's the 1-1 pop foul behind the dish. A ball and 2 strikes the count with 2 away.
Yeah, one of the best hitters on Martha's Vineyard a year ago, Jake Berger of Martha's Vineyard. Of course, arguably the best hitter on the North Shore Navigators, who was a NECBL All-Star, Logan Bravo, who had a great year with them this year as well. And, of course, the man at the plate, Ben Rounce.
Yet another foul ball, and truthfully, I was looking forward to another Fortnite sound of the Eli over here.
Not today. Maybe next time I make the trip over to Newport as the 1-2 fouled away.
Well, rest assured it was one of the highlights of the broadcast today.
Glad I can make everybody happy.
Absolutely.
Quigley looking for the first 1-2-3 inning of the day for the Sharks. As that one bounces in the dirt well in front of home plate. Count moves to 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. 4-3 goals. Bottom of the 6th. Scored 2 in the first on a 2-run blast from Ledbetter, 2 in the third on a 2-run home run from Farquhar. And have held the lead ever since. Here comes another 2-2. That one lined into center. Woods racing in, but he will back up and let it fall in front of him for a base hit. And a chance at the 1-2-3 inning goes by the wayside for Quigley, and it brings the top of the order back to the plate in Kula-Singham.
Yeah, have a day, Ben Rounds in that 9-hole for Newport, but someone that you can just rely on for some good contact. The RBI, well, rather the double in the second, now the single here in the 5th. That's what you want if you're Newport, a lineup 1 through 9 where you don't think there's any weaknesses. I think that's the goal for Frank Holbrook, and well, so far so good with putting that together tonight.
First pitch home, misses off the inside. Coolest on that open stance, just able to generate so much power from that. Nice leg kick.
And it must be so hard as a pitcher. How do you approach a guy with that stance and that dangerous of a hitter?
Sometimes by pitching around him as Quigley moves the count to 2 balls, no strikes. Kula-Singham struck out in the first since a walk and a single. Not a guy likely to strike out a ton. More likely to get on base as he's done in his previous 2 at-bats. As he pops one up, sent towards left field. It's Bramley racing towards the line. He'll lean back towards the field of play, reach over and make the catch to end the inning. A hit with 2 outs, 1 left, no runs for the Gulls. We'll head to the 7th. Sharks down to their final 9 outs. They need a run, trailing 4-3 at Cardines Field. We will head to the 7th on the NECBL Network.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League.
Oh, the patented chase the goalie race out in left field. He can't beat it. And this, well, really just a perfect place for kids to come out and watch some baseball, and they're enjoying it out by the bullpen. We head to the 7th in what is yet another one-run game here for the Newport Gulls. They have played in 3 consecutive one-run games, all that have been victories. And right now, Newport ahead, 4-3 as we go to the top of the 7th. Zach Letson, Eli Kleiman, and Shane Briggs here with you in the broadcast booth. Newport, a 1-run lead, 9 outs to get, and Liam Levangie heads back out to the mound.
A lot of hard contact last inning for Levangie, including that double play ball by Alberi. He roped it, just an even better play by Beckstein, the shortstop, to turn it into a double play.
Yeah, 3 hits, 1 run that was earned, and a strikeout. 8 batters faced, and he faces in this inning 7-9, beginning with Henry Wallen, and there's another base hit. Splits the gap, and Wallen reaches with a single, the 2nd consecutive inning that the Vineyard begin the frame with a hit.
And we saw the bullpen starting to heat up for Newport an inning ago. You have to imagine at this point the leash is not long for Levangie.
3 hits last inning, a hit immediately this inning for the Sharks and this dangerous lineup. They had a real opportunity to tie the game before that. A web gem of a play by Luke Beckstein, the 6-4-3 double play that got the Gulls out of trouble. But now Chase Jans trying to get them back into trouble. Tying run on first, and a go-ahead run at the plate. He looks at strike 1.
And Alberi, who hit that double play, has been on the wrong end of some great defensive plays this season. He was robbed of a home run in Game 1 at the Shark Tank, and then that excellent double play by Beckstein.
As he holds up on the swing, 1-1 now. The 10th batter Levangie faced. This is a guy that Newport likes to use in lengthy relief. He worked 2 2/3 innings against the Schooners, now working into his 3rd inning here tonight. Just 1 surrender despite the 4 hits the Sharks have accumulated over these past 2 frames. There's a swing and a miss. Quick check-in by Haskin over at first, making sure Wallen, the all-important potential tying run, isn't getting too much of a lead.
You mentioned those 4 hits against Levangie. The Sharks in the first couple games struggled to bring home runs despite a plethora of hits. Now a bunch of hits off Levangie. They'd love to take this opportunity to tie the game.
Breaking ball misses inside, and the count runs even 2-2. To the 8-hitter Jans, 0 for 2 on the day. A ground out in the first, a strikeout in the 5th, and this the 3rd time through the Sharks order. 2 runs in the first, a run in the 6th for the away side. 2-2 runner goes in the dirt. Haskin from his knees throws into center field. But Wallen didn't know that, and quickly to get to it was Colton Ledbetter in center, a stolen base, and now all of a sudden the tying run in scoring position.
Now if you're Jans, you just need to make this a productive at-bat. If you put one to the right side, hit one deep enough in the outfield, allow Wallen to get to 3rd, and all of a sudden you have a runner on 3rd and less than 2 outs, and that's the key for the Sharks.
And gentlemen, the lights officially on here at Cardines. We now have Monday night lights going on in Newport.
As the sun's setting, Jans takes ball 4. And more traffic on the base paths for the Vineyard. As Dan Gosofsky, the Newport pitching coach, begins his trot out to the mound. And Parker Haskin, along with the Newport Gulls infield, going to join him. As for a 2nd straight inning, a real threat for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. They pushed 1 across last inning, but stranded 2. And Newport hoping they strand 2 more here in the 7th, but not making life easy for themselves.
And with Bradley Fry at the plate, still nobody out. He's the 9-hole hitter, and after that, you flip back to the top of the order, which has had so much success today. Matt Woods 0 for 2 today, but one of the most dangerous hitters in this lineup. And then 2, 3, and 4 all had base hits back in the 6th off of Levangie.
And Zach, the 3 previous one-run wins that the Gulls have had that you mentioned, I'm not so sure they don't enjoy the suspense a little bit. But at the same time, they have a history of playing in these close games and under that pressure. So,
how do they deal with the pressure tonight is a big question.
They've squeaked out close ones before, so
they have. The 9-hitter Bradley Fry in a crucial spot here. Nobody on in the 7th with 2 on. And he looks at strike 1, the famous breaking ball from Levangie, the Bryant Bulldog, in his 2nd stint with the Newport Gulls. And working into his 3rd inning here tonight. Tying run on 2nd, go-ahead run on 1st. Nobody out here in the 7th inning.
And good speed for the Sharks on the base paths.
Off and going is Wallen. Haskins throw to 3rd, a good one, but he's in there safe. Oh, Henry Wallen got a great jump and just by a whisker beat the throw into 3rd. And now the tying run 90 feet away.
What a decision to send the runner with nobody out. Wallen took advantage of the fact that Levangie threw a curveball. That split second might be the difference between safe and out on that play.
Could not have delivered a much better throw to 3rd if you're Parker Haskin, who in the NECBL All-Star game here at Cardines Field threw out 2 base runners. And now a check going over on 1st, but if I'm Levangie on the mound, you got to be a little careful with those checks over to 1st because Wallen has demonstrated his impressive speed. He stands 90 feet away from scoring.
And Jan's a threat to run as well. A ton of speed over at first base.
1-1 the count to Bradley Fry. That breaking ball misses down low. A walk and a single for Martha's Vineyard here and the 7th on the brink of tying this game. The Sharks took a 2-0 lead. Newport wasted no time tying things up. And after the 2-run shot by Trent Farquhar in the 3rd, the Gulls have led ever since. Two-1. High in the air, but remaining in the infield. Martinez makes the catch. There's a big first out. Now all of a sudden, just like the previous inning, a ground ball could potentially bail you out here. But it's going to be hard. Matt Woods, the hitter.
Ground out his last time off of Levangie. Teammates always does change the dynamic of a plate appearance. Doesn't mean the pitcher or the hitter necessarily has an advantage, but trying to do damage off your teammate.
2 ground outs, 1 to the pitcher, 1 to the second baseman. But he also walked back in the 1st, and he fouls the first pitch. Really dangerous bat in Woods. The NEC Player of the Year, as mentioned. .384, his batting average in 53 games this season. That batting average, 82 points better than the next closest Bulldog. It's ridiculous stats from the 2022 campaign. Looking for his first hit tonight, but he's quickly behind 0-2.
Levangie just loves putting himself in trouble and trying to battle his way out, but now a lot of options here. You could throw the curveball, has to make sure that Haskins can block it behind the plate, and then obviously can go with that fastball as well.
I'm telling you guys, I think they're entertainers. I think they just like the close games and keeping that suspense there.
0-2 the count to the leadoff man. Runner goes. Haskin will elect to hold it. Likely a smart decision. You'd figure the double steal probably on. And Martha's Vineyard will not have the opportunity for that, but it is still a win for the Sharks as now the double play is gone.
And all of a sudden, it just becomes even more of a strikeout situation for Levangie. But also take a pop-up on the infield just like Fry hit a batter ago.
1-2 to Woods. It's golfed into the gap. Running in, it falls for a base hit, and this game is tied. Matt Woods has knotted us at 4 to 3rd. Goes Jans, and we're back where we started here in the 7th. And that's going to do it for Liam Levangie. Out comes Frank Holbrook. And Martha's Vineyard has finally knocked that door down. They were threatening in the 6th. A run in the 6th, a run in the 7th, and a 4-4 game. That'll do it for Liam Levangie. We'll have the new Newport Gulls pitcher for you on the other side of the break. Another thriller here at Cardines.
Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today.
Well, this game is tied, and it means a pitching change for the Newport Gulls. The day done for Liam Levangie, and entering the Wright State Raider, the righty Garrett Simpson, who pitched 21 different times with Wright State and makes his Newport Gulls debut here tonight. In a 4-4 game facing the two-hitter Thomas Bramley. Looks at ball one.
And is not an easy situation to come in with. Runners at the corners, one away, but that double play all of a sudden a possibility once again for the Gulls.
Does Jay Mendez elect to do what they did last time and try to move him out of the double play and move him to second in Matt Woods? Bramley into left on a line, caught out there by Rounds, tagging and coming home, now putting on the brakes has Ben Rounds with a great throw in left. Keeps the go-ahead run at bay at third base.
Jan's a ton of speed, but had no chance as Rounds. I mean, if he had gone, he would have been out by a couple seconds. That was an absolute strike from Rounds, and Bramley hit it hard, just happened to be right at the left fielder.
Talk about putting the ball on a rope. That was there in an instant.
That's a big second out for Newport, but not out of the woods yet. Marcus Franco, a single his last time up, and a single here would put the Sharks on top in the seventh. 2 on with 2 out. And a first pitch ball. Simpson, a 7.71 ERA, 18 strikeouts and 6 walks, a 2-0 record. Made the move from Eastern Kentucky to Wright State. And had a great summer last season in the Valley Baseball League as a member of the Harrisonburg Turks. A 2.74 ERA in 4 starts, 5 overall appearances. On the ground to second, Farquhar gets the goals out of the inning. So 2 on with 1 out. The Gulls avert disaster. But the Sharks have tied things up. An RBI single from Matt Woods has knotted us. A 4-4 game as it's stretch time here at Cardines Field.
Time in league history, the 2022 New England League All-Star Game is headed to Martha's Vineyard, home of the Sharks. On Sunday, July 24th, join the NECBL's best as they ferry over to the island and enter the Shark Tank in front of scouts from every MLB organization. Visit asg22.necbl.com for more information. And don't forget to make your ferry reservation at steamshipauthority.com. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League.
To the bottom of the 7th we go at Cardines Field in a 4-4 game. 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Gulls as we welcome you back to the City by the Sea. Zach Letson, Eli Kleiman, and Shane Briggs along with you in the broadcast booth. And Josh Kuroda-Grauer could not hold up on that swing, a ball and a strike to the right fielder out of Rutgers. Singleton came around to score in the first inning, but has not reached since. Now a 1-2 count to the righty.
Exactly who you want up if you're the Gulls. 2, 3, and 4 in the 7th to try to retake the lead after giving up 2 runs to the Sharks in the last 2 innings.
Quickly still on the bump, and he fires a ball down low. Kuroda-Grauer staying alive. Playing in his 5th game this summer with Newport, he has started in all 5 games the team has played this season, and he stays alive with a foul ball. 3 for 16 coming into tonight. Now make it 4 for 19. A .299 hitter this past season with Rutgers. One of the first teams left out of the NCAA tournament this past season. Quickly steps off the rubber for firing a 2-2 pitch here to the 2-hitter in the Newport order. Grauer fights it off again. Scored Newport's first run thanks to the 2-run shot from Colton Ledbetter. It was the Ledbetter 2-run jack, the Farquhar 2-run jack. That is all the Newport runs here tonight. And the count now full. That's a good eye from JKG. And if you can get on here, that would be ideal for Newport. Colton Ledbetter and Trent Farquhar, as aforementioned, responsible for all the Gulls runs with 2 homers. Here's the payoff. Foul tipped, and it could not be corralled by Giesler. Looked like it went off of his protective gear.
And a big at bat to start off this inning between 2 very good players. Quigley has been excellent since he entered the game back in the 3rd, and you've explained what JKG has done this past season for Rutgers.
Excellent is right for Quigley. 3 2/3 innings, 3 hits, and 0 runs on the board since he's entered, with a strikeout to go with it. But a big 3-2 coming here to Newport's 2-hitter. Hit on a few hops. Henry Wallen makes the play. And there's out number 1 here in the 7th. Newport, we talked about it. In tight games these last 3, and it looks like it's going to be the day. What a day it was for Stephen Quigley out of the bullpen. 4 innings of scoreless relief, but his time has come to a close. Martha's Vineyard infield will come together, and a new arm will face it when we return here on a 4-4 game on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason.
Well, a fan favorite, YMCA in the crowd, and Newport looking for a rally. But it's going to be against the new Martha's Vineyard pitcher in J.D. McCracken out of Tennessee.
Yeah, the freshman from Tennessee just finished his freshman year. 1 game so far in the NECBL season. Pitched 3 innings, 3 strikeouts, and a save. Almost finished off the combined no-hitter for the Sharks, but gave up a hit with 2 strikes and 2 outs in the 9th to Ocean State.
Ledbetter fouls this off. It is the meat of the order for Newport. 1 out here in the 7th. Colton Ledbetter and Trent Farquhar guaranteed to come up to the plate.
Zach, you mentioned the YMCA at the break. The village people definitely out here at Cardines tonight, but it'll be interesting to see new face on the mound if the Gulls can get the bats McCracken against the Sharks here.
As the 1-1 upstairs. One guy whose bat was cracking back in the first, Colton Ledbetter. 2-run shot. He walked and came around to score in the 3rd as well.
And the Sharks playing the matchup with lefties coming to the plate. They elect to go with their lefty reliever.
And there's a base hit. Have a day, Colton Ledbetter on base for the 3rd time tonight. A 2-for-3 night. And Newport with a 1-out base runner here.
1 batter faced, 1 bat McCracken.
And we mentioned McCracken is from Tennessee. Didn't really pitch much for the Volunteers, and good reason for that. He's a freshman, and they were considered the best team in college baseball all season, although they did get eliminated in the Super Regionals yesterday by Notre Dame. McCracken not on that roster for the postseason, but 3 appearances and 8.10 ERA.
Trent Farquhar looks at ball 1, the number 1 team in the country. There is a little bit of a curse that comes with that in the NCAA tournament. A number 1 seed has not won at all since 1999. As Farquhar quickly ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. He has been the player of the night for the Newport Gulls. 3 for 3, a 2-run shot. That was the last runs Newport had. And add on top of that, 2 singles, first in the 1st, then in the 5th. As that finds the lower part of the black. Now 2-1.
Farquhar has been red hot, but his first time seeing a lefty today. That's why McCracken was brought in. Gave up the hit to Ledbetter. Now big time necessary to try to get this out.
As that slider just catches the outer part. Well, a lot of movement on that pitch from McCracken. We can close the book on what was a masterful performance from Stephen Quickly. 4 innings out of relief, 3 hits, no runs, and a strikeout. As good as you can be, keeping this within arm's reach, and Martha's Vineyard has tied it at 4. Off and running is Ledbetter, a swing and a miss. There won't even be a throw. So Farquhar goes down on strikes, but you make the trade here if you're a Newport. Now a runner, the go-ahead run, potentially standing in scoring position for a guy that would love his first hit as a Newport Gull right here, Noah Martinez.
No better time to come up with a base hit. 2 strikeouts and a flyout, and facing the lefty, not an easy matchup, but as we saw from Ledbetter, not impossible to get a hit either.
Had quite the year at Central Connecticut State, looking to make his impact here for the first time with the Gulls. That pitch gets away. And Giesler a little upset with himself as that just squeaked out of his glove. Will likely go down as a passed ball. And now the go-ahead run potentially standing at third base.
Is that a base even stolen at that point, Zach? That felt maybe borrowed at that.
Likely will go down as a passed ball after Giesler couldn't hold on to it. Now the opportunity, even a bigger one for Martinez. There's strike 1 on the lower part of the dish. 1-1 to the first baseman out of CCSU. Struck out in the first, struck out in the third, and popped out to the right fielder in the 5th inning. A massive opportunity. Tie game here in the bottom of the 7th with 2 away. Martinez in the left, and there is his first base hit as a Newport Gull. It puts the home side on top as he flaps his wings, and it's a 5-4 Gulls lead.
Martinez finally getting that first hit of the season, getting the monkey off his back, lifting that weight off of his shoulders, adding a ribby to that as well, bringing Ledbetter in. You love to see it. You could see how happy he was rounding first, getting in that bag, finally getting that first hit.
Previously 0 for 12, but no more. He comes through, Newport's back on top, and the inning not over yet. Third baseman Slade Alford steps in and looks at a first pitch ball.
Well, and that's the importance of trying to keep that runner at second, because at least it gives your outfielder an opportunity to try to limit him from scoring, but no chance when he's at third and just can jog on home.
Alford an 0 for 2 day, but he reached on a walk in the third. Newport's first run here in the 7th. It's first since the 3rd. On the 2-run shot, that was from Farquhar. Alford a drive into the outfield. He can't find it, and now it's going to fall in the right center gap. Rounding third is Martinez. He'll score. The ball lost in the lights, and the Gulls take advantage. Martinez comes all the way around from first, and it's a 6-4 Gulls lead.
Slate, another guy who's struggling a little bit to get the bat rolling to start the season. But again, and I think we can all agree on this one, he's definitely offered that one.
That's a break. It gets lost in the lights. Woods couldn't find it. Jans made a diving attempt late, but he could not get to it. And it's a 6th Newport run, a 2-run lead now.
That would have been a long way for Woods to go. Could have made the play potentially, but losing it in the lights gave him no chance.
Inning not over yet. Parker Haskin looks at strike 1. 0 for 3 day today, but certainly dangerous. In the lower part of this order, in the 7th spot, as an NECBL All-Star a season ago. Big cut and a miss. Quickly 0-2 to the catcher from Elon University and Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Looking to come through, a 2-out RBI double for Haskin. 1 Newport, their first game of the season. Back on last Wednesday against Mystic. And he stays alive. Came in off the bench to deliver that hit. And now back in the lineup. He has played in 4 of the 5 Newport games. This is his 3rd start with the team. And the brother of a 2019 Newport Gull, Hudson Haskin, who's now playing in the Baltimore Orioles organization. Runner in scoring position with 2 away. And the 0-2 upstairs. Newport 2 runs here in the 7th. An RBI single from Noah Martinez, and then a ball that fell into the right center gap, lost in the lights. 1-2. Haskin fights it off. Into the Newport Visitor Center.
Right over onto America's Cup way.
And this inning's still far from over. The runner still in scoring position, giving Newport a chance to even add on here in the 7th inning.
1-2. Back up the middle, Wallen charging. And the inning is over. But the Newport Gulls, an immediate response to the 1 run Martha's Vineyard scored in the top of the 7th. 2 for the Gulls, has them up 6-4 as we head to the top of the 8th on the NECBL network.
The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason.
Newport with an immediate response in the bottom of the 7th. It is a 6-4 Gulls lead here at Cardines Field. Newport looking for its 4th straight win. And Garrett Simpson back on the bump, trying to finish his first inning of work after he came in the middle of the top of the 7th. And he faces 4, 5, and 6 for the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Quickly a 2-0 count to Ryan Nicholson, the DH. 1 for 3 today, singled his last time up, which was in the 6th. Big cut and a miss from the fastball. 2-1 the count to the DH in that cleanup spot. Martha's Vineyard has found some more offense in the 6th and the 7th, but they will now need more. There's a strike. Runs in the 6th and the 7th inning, but now that's washed away. Newport responding with 2 in the bottom of the 7th.
Nicholson trying to get the rally started. Hoped continue the rally back in the 6th inning.
Swings and misses at the 2-2 in the dirt. Haskin finishes it off. That's a big first out for Garrett Simpson on the bump here in the 8th.
3 up, 3 down for him, and Garrett definitely not the only Simpson with a little experience against Martha to this point.
There you go. All the never-ending puns from Shane Briggs here in the booth. Can always count on it.
I try my best, Zach.
John Giesler looking to get something going here for the Sharks. Looks at ball 1. They're responsible for 2 of the 3 runs tonight for Martha's Vineyard. A 2-run double back way back in the 1st. Looks at a fastball for strike 1.
It was a welcome to the NECBL moment for Giesler. Quiet since, though.
Chopper hits softly. Charging is Beckstein. Makes the play. How about that? What a glove over there at shortstop. And Newport now 4 outs away. Now he saw the backhand that was turned into a double play back in the 6th inning, and there Beckstein charging and flipping it over. 4 outs to get for what would be yet another close victory for the Newport Gulls, as there's strike 1 to Jake Elbery. Elbery grounded into that double play we just mentioned. Also reached on a free pass. There's ball 1. 4 up and 4 down to this point for Garrett Simpson. 1 inning and a third in the book. Needs 1 more out here to complete the top of the 8th, as that breaking ball misses just down low.
Alberia hitting every single game so far this season, but needs one here to make it 5 straight.
That breaking ball finds the black that time. Deuce is wild now at Cardines. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a 2-run game.
And you can argue that Beckstein robbed him of a base hit on that double play ball back in the 6th.
High chopper over to Farquhar. And the inning is over. 1-2-3 for Garrett Simpson. As easy as can be in the top of the 8th inning. We head to the home half. Newport looking for some insurance when we come back.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Monday, August 1st, when the 2022 New England League playoffs begin. 6 teams will qualify this year, each of the 3 division winners and then the 3 teams with the highest winning percentages. The top 2 teams will receive a first-round bye, while the other 4 teams open things up with a single elimination wildcard round. The winning teams will advance to the best-of-3 series for the Final 4, and then the last 2 teams standing will match up in the best-of-3 NECBL Championship Series to compete for the league title and the right to hoist the Fay Vincent Senior Cup. We'll see you in August for the start of the 2022 postseason.
Well, we're shipping up to Boston here as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Little drop kick Murphys. And why would it not be? Here in New England, in Newport, Rhode Island. We are about an hour and a half from Beantown, as they call it.
The shortstop, number 1, Luke Beckstein.
Luke Beckstein starts things for the Newport Gulls in their half of the 8th inning. 8-9-1. Luke Beckstein, Ben Rounds, and Sam Kulasinghe due up here for the Gulls. Out to face McCracken, who's 2/3 of an inning in.
And it's vital that McCracken gets these 2 outs, because otherwise the lineup flips with runners on base, and that is a dangerous top of the order to face.
3-0 the count to Beckstein, 0 for 3 today, but has shown that glove at the shortstop position. Looks at strike 1. Guy who spent time at shortstop, spent time at second base. Over at short tonight. Ahead 3-1. Is ready for ball 4 and looked to Keith Peterson for permission to flip the bat, but he said, well, he'll have to wait. 3-2 coming to the 8-hitter. There's ball 4. Now he has permission to flip the bat. And Luke Beckstein on for the first time today. It is another inning where Newport able to get the leadoff guy on.
Whenever you look at that umpire for permission with 3 balls, you're not that confident that that pitch missed.
Luckily, that 4th ball outside enough where he didn't really have to look. Now the speedy Beckstein finds his way on base. Ben Rounds scoring around to bunt and pulls back for a called strike. Rounds he has reached today and reached twice. 2 of the Newport hits, a 2-for-3 day, a double in the second, single in the first to go with a 5-3 ground out.
Not scored yet, but he's been rounds the bases to this point, Zach.
Yes, he has. That was pretty good. I got to give you that. That was, I mean, on the fly, spot on stuff.
If you need a pun, you know who to call.
Yes, you do.
Ghostbusters.
Oh, we used to do Better Call Newport Glass here at Cardinals Field. Better call Shane Briggs if you're in need of a pun. As Ben Rounds pops this in the air into no man's land, and there won't be a play as it finds its way near those bleachers down the third base line. We'll do the 0-2 again.
Has to be satisfying for Bramley to go chase after ball. Gets that hat to fall off, right? He doesn't get it very often when he's behind the plate. It's like tossing your mask off.
McCracken 2/3 of an inning in, 3 hits, 2 runs that were both earned. So Newport struck for a deuce in the bottom of the 7th. 0-2 to Rounds. High chopper in front of the dish. McCracken's only play is going to be over at first, and he makes it. And prevents Beckstein from getting a third, but he's now in scoring position for the all-dangerous Sam Kulasingam.
Man in scoring position for the man that we cannot say enough about.
On base twice tonight, a walk in the second, singled in the 4th. That to go with a strikeout in the first and a pop out to left his last time up in the 6th inning. A chance for an RBI with the speedy Beckstein at second base. And there's ball 1. You'd have to figure Giesler, while thinking about Beckstein over there at second base, taking quite the lead. But Henry Wallen, the shortstop, not playing near the second base bag.
Wouldn't be the only Wallen chasing you, am I right, Zach?
There you go. Holding him on is Fry at second. And Kulasingam, a big cut and a miss on the off speed. The Air Force Falcon has started every game since arriving in Newport. Has made quite the difference. As that ball just misses down low. Giesler tried for the frame, but it was just a tad low and outside. To the righty, the Mountain West Conference Player of the Year. The first in the history of the Air Force program. As the 2-1 outside. Well deserving of that award. 109 hits. Pretty insane stuff when you talk about, I mean, this is not the 162 Major League Baseball season. 13 more hits than any other Air Force Falcon in history. The record was previously 96. And he will make this now a full count with the foul ball back to the net fence.
He is one hard man to stop, and that's a good conference out there on the West Coast. Kind of goes under the radar with the Pac-12 being the Power 5 conference out there, but a lot of good teams out in that Mountain West.
Payoff pitch coming. Outside ball 4, he reaches again. Second free pass of the night issued to Sam Kulasingam. A 1-out walk has now put 2 on for Josh Kuroda-Grauer.
And I'm sure he's J-okay with that, Zach, having 2 men on as he comes up.
J-okay for JKG. Steps in here. He singled in the first, looking to reach for the first time since then. Looks at strike 1.
The last batter to not have faced J.D. McCracken tonight was the last batter Quigley faced in this ball game.
Cole's looking for the knockout punch. And Kuroda-Grauer hits it back out of play. One for 4 day for JKG. This is the 5th time around the Newport order. 6 runs on the board for the Gulls on 11 hits. Looking for a 4th consecutive win here tonight. Rhoda Grauer fights it off, and that one will stay here in the Cardines field bleachers. Not often that we have a foul ball that will leave the field of play but stay in the bleacher area. But there we do have one. Still a good crowd on hand here as we've reached 9 p.m. Eastern time here in Newport, Rhode Island, historic Cardines Fields. 0-2 to JKG. Another foul ball. This is a good at bat from the two-hitter out of Rutgers.
I think he's just trying to give souvenirs away at this point, Zach.
Well, he's a nice guy.
Generous fella.
Has really worked. McCracken here on the mound, now up to 40 pitches in this outing and just 1 inning complete. Another 0-2. Back up the middle, through for a base hit. Rounding third is Beckstein. There won't be a throw home. And the Newport Gulls have an insurance run. It's 7-4 in the 8th.
And Farquhar, like you mentioned earlier, or excuse me, not Farquhar, that was Beckstein. 5'7", like you mentioned. Definitely not short on speed, he is. Or hair, for that matter.
All rewarded for what was a great at bat, fouled off a plethora of pitches. And it's earned a mound visit here for the Sharks.
It's the pitching coach, Matt Kern, out to chat with McCracken. The walks coming back to haunt him here in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, walking Beckstein, walking Kulasingam, and Newport taking advantage. Josh Kuroda-Grauer, his second hit of the night, his first RBI hit of the night. And Newport has now what is its biggest lead here in this evening's contest. 7-4, the Gulls on top.
An RBI for JKG. Does he live in anything other than acronyms?
In 3-letter acronyms at that. Yeah. How about that, right?
Indeed.
Colton Ledbetter will look to continue to pour this on for Newport. This has been a nail-biting game throughout, and this is the largest lead that either side has had at 3. And there's nowhere to put him. A 3-hit day for the man that will soon be calling Mississippi State home. Looks at ball 1.
Trying to bring the Bulldogs back to Omaha after they won the title in 2021, but weren't able to make the tournament this year.
And teaming up with current Gulls teammate Slate Alford down there.
There's a shot. And it is just foul. Not by much down that right field line. Ledbetter's reached 3 times today. All 3 times he's come around to score. In the 1st, 3rd, and 7th inning. A guy who drove in plenty of runs this past season with the Samford Bulldogs, 57 to be exact. 135 total bases, just some ridiculous numbers. 1-1. Driven this time fair. Good scoop over at first. Going for the double play of the Sharks. He's going to be safe at first base. Martha's Vineyard gets the force out at second as Franco fires to Fry, but Newport keeps the inning alive as Ledbetter beats it out for a fielder's choice. And the man of the night for the Newport Gulls now due up. Trent Farquhar, 3 for 4 tonight. A 2-run homer, a pair of singles as well.
And 3 runs, as difficult as it is, feels like something the Sharks could manage to get back. If you make it 4 or even 5, that feels a little bit closer to insurmountable.
Kulasingam on 3rd and Ledbetter on 1st. A chance for Newport to, like you said, really blow this thing open. Put it out of reach a little bit. As the Vineyard down to their last 3 outs. Farquhar looks at ball 1. Singled in the 1st. And then had his first home run as a Newport Gull in the 3rd inning. A 2-run shot. Followed that up with another single in the 5th. His best game to date so far this summer. Hits this back to the netting.
And McCracken, the only pitcher for the Sharks who's been able to retire Farquhar so far. He's 3 for 3 coming into his last at-bat an inning ago, and McCracken got the big strikeout.
As the 1-1 is out, says home plate umpire Keith Peterson, now 2-1. Guy who walked 34 times, had a .392 on base, started every single game for Michigan State this past year. Big 1 miss. I was maybe looking for a second long ball of the night right there. It's 2-2 now. Two runs for Newport in the 7th, another one here in the 8th. First time Newport's hit the scoreboard since back in the 3rd. Courtesy of the man at the plate right now. Here comes the 2-2. Fought back out, found a play as Ledbetter had the green light to go to second.
Interesting to see if Ledbetter goes again and the pitch is not a strike. If Giesler tries to throw him out, there are 2 down, so if you get him, the inning is over. But if you don't, you risk Kulasingam coming in to score.
Could be a double steal of sorts. Here's another 2-2 upstairs. And now, undoubtedly, Ledbetter will have that head start on the pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. So the cleanup man wearing number 4, Trent Farquhar. A 3-run Newport lead here in the 8th. Looking for more. Payoff pitch. Inside. And Farquhar's reached for a 4th time this evening. And the bases are now loaded.
The only pitcher Martinez has faced to this point, he's been able to get a hit against. Now in about as juicy of a position as a man can be in on the diamond. Can he capitalize once again?
What was at the time the most pivotal hit of the night. It was a 4-4 game. Noah Martinez came up 0 for 12 on the season and got his first hit, his first RBI, and the Newport Gulls took a 5-4 lead. As that's flown out of play, on to America's Cup Avenue.
And sometimes when you're looking for that first hit, it just can build stress. You just want to get it out of the way. Now let's see if that first hit after starting 0 for 12 gives him some newfound confidence and allows him to take advantage here with the bases loaded.
Has an opportunity to blow this thing open. But he cuts and misses at the 0-1, now 0-2 to the first baseman from Central Connecticut State. Guy that stands in with a big 6'5", 230 frame out of New Milford, Connecticut. And a first-team All-NEC selection this past season. Looking to come through here. Bases full of goals in the bottom of the 8th. 2 away. Second summer in the NECBL, spending last summer with the Keene Swamp Bats. Chopper down the first base line. It's just foul as Franco went over to field. We'll do it again. Martinez battling.
Kraken put that pitch over the plate. He doesn't have to ahead 0-2. He has a couple of pitches to work with if he wants to try to see if Martinez will chase. But anything in the dirt that gets away likely scores a run. So you have to be careful with the breaking ball down low.
Nowhere to put him. Fans making some noise here at Carneades Field. Bases loaded in the bottom of the 8th. And there's ball 1. 1 for 4 tonight with that, as previously mentioned, that RBI single in the 7th. Makes him 1 for 13 on the season, but a dangerous hitter. A .313 hitter this past season with the Blue Devils. And there's ball 2. Battling his way back into this at-bat. Kulasingam on third, Ledbetter on first, and Trent Farquhar. Rather, Ledbetter on second and Trent Farquhar at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Can Martinez deliver again? A drive and a left. But there in camp and under it is Bramley, and the inning is over. So the Vineyard avert disaster, but Newport adds another. It is a 7-4 Newport lead as we go to the top of the ninth. Newport 3 outs away from victory.
Tonight we have Ben and Luca joining us on the field for the hula hoop contest. Whoever can keep their hula hoop spinning the longest will receive a gift card to the Reef. Also, keep a lookout for the beach balls going around the stands. Keep it moving, keep it moving. All right, ready guys? On your mark, get set, go. Keep it moving, keep it moving. Oh, we have a winner. Congratulations, Ben. And the lucky fan holding the yellow beach ball. Who's holding the yellow beach ball? Please come down to the third base line. Remember, this inning was brought to you by the Reef Restaurant located
All 3 outs to get for a Newport victory. This one of 2 games going on tonight in the NECBL, and well, we'll check in with Newport Gulls field reporter Shane Briggs to give us a look at what's happening in the one other game here tonight, Shane.
Well, Zach, like you said, the only other game going on around the NECBL tonight, we head out to the Robbie Mills Sports Complex, where the Muskrats have put an absolute beating on the Nighthawks, taking them down 16-5.
Wow.
Talk about a trouncing.
Well, this is, I mean, we talked about it on Friday. The game of the night was right here in Newport, Rhode Island, at Cardines Field. And, well, by default right there, I think the game of the night is right here again.
Yeah, I would agree. Definitely as far as competition value goes. Doesn't sound like that one was too close for too long. But, yeah, definitely some firepower going on tonight, it seems, Zach.
Well, Newport will make the trip up to Winnipesaukee a little bit later in the season. Back here at Cardines Field, the Gulls 3 outs away from a 4th consecutive victory. It starts with Henry Wallen. Looks at ball 1 downstairs on the breaking ball as Garrett Simpson looks to finish the job.
He's been nailed since he came in, absolutely shutting down the Sharks lineup after they got back in it, tied the game, and since then, Simpson has just really shut the door.
And looks to completely shut the door right here. Henry Wallen, 1 hit on the night. Looks at ball 2 right there, 2 balls and no strikes. To the South Florida native, and right now just looking to keep the assembly line moving. He can't tie the game with 1 swing, but just needs to get some spark for Martha's Vineyard. There's a strike from Simpson, now 2-1.
Bottom 3 in the lineup for the Sharks. If they're able to set the table for the top, that's how the Sharks would not only be able to tie a game, but are going to have to, obviously down by 3.
The bottom portion of this Vineyard order, Wallen fouls it off of his leg. Wallen, Jans, and Fry before all things flip up back to the top of the order and the most dangerous part of the order in Matt Woods and Thomas Bramley. Simpson an inning and 2/3 of perfection in relief. And he gets a slow chopper. Alford charging. Fires over to first in time. A clean play by the third baseman. And Newport 2 outs away.
Simpson there showing Wallen that actually he's somebody's problem.
Yes, indeed. There you go. 2 outs to get for Newport. And Chase Jans, the batter here for Martha's Vineyard, reached on a walk in the 7th. And first pitch swinging on a fastball, lofts it deep into right, ranging back and making the catch. And right field, JKG. What a play. Had to, almost ran in a complete circle there, but gathered himself in time where there's a lot of real estate to make the play. And the Gulls now need just 1 out.
We've seen some excellent defensive plays from the Gulls to take a hit or 2 away from the Sharks tonight. The double play ball, that one out in right center.
Last hope is Bradley Fry. First pitch, a fastball in there for strike 1.
JKG not the only one showing a little athleticism on that one out there, as the rabbit behind him had to get out of the way kind of quickly.
Ball skips in the dirt. 1-1 to Fry. 0 for 3 here tonight. Pair of pop-ups, a ground out. And nobody has been able to touch Garrett Simpson since coming in. Grounded over to short. This could do it. Beckstein over to first. And the Newport Gulls have now won 4 in a row. The final tonight at Cardines, Gulls 7 and Sharks 4. Eli, a back and forth game. Vineyard jumps out in front 2-0. Newport battles back. And this was a tie game in the 7th. Yet another close game for the Newport Gulls. And they just find a way to squeak it out over a very talented Vineyard side.
I mean, you've talked about it all night, is Newport's ability to find ways to win close games. They did that again. They give up the 2 runs to tie the game and then are able to score, add some cushion, and Garrett Simpson just shut the door. But you're watching 2 good teams battle it out. The score doesn't indicate, I think, how close this game actually was. And with these teams being in the same division and the playoff changing, where being a division winner is so important, I think these battles between Newport and Martha's Vineyard are going to be so important throughout this season.
Vital battles, this number 1 of the season, far from the last one. We will have 6 battles we're lucky enough to watch between these 2 this season. And the next one being tomorrow when Newport heads out to Martha's Vineyard. And they will face the Sharks out in the Shark Tank. But, I mean, Shane, this was just another game where the Gulls showed a lot of character. I mean, these past 3 wins all by 1 run. And tonight, Newport had to battle from behind again, but they find a way to get it done.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's the contributions from everybody. Guys like Noah Martinez showing up and getting his first hit of the season, things like that. Multiple 2-run shots, right, things like that. Contributions all the way up and down the lineup. Great pitching from everybody. Simpson, Stasio, everyone especially. But yeah, just a great all-around team win. You had good pitching, good fielding, good hitting. We saw plenty of plays in the field, everything. It was an awesome all-around team win, and like you said, a great showing of how they always find a way to win, especially in these close games.
It's a 4th straight win for the Newport Gulls. They are hot now, 4-1 on the season. Martha's Vineyard falling to 3-2. Newport finishes with 7 runs on 12 hits. Martha's Vineyard 4 runs on 7 hits in what looks like to be 2 of the best teams in the Coastal and potentially in the NECBL this season. Well, Eli, it was a pleasure having you out here for the first time, and it won't be too long before I see you again. In fact, tomorrow, less than 24 hours from now, I'll see you again.
Yeah, it'll be good to see you on the island, and an exciting game. Hopefully we get something like this again tomorrow.
All right, well, that will wrap up this portion of our post-game show for Eli and myself up here. But I'll now toss it over to you, Shane. Take us through this game however you'd like, and take us through maybe scores around the league. And I will look for tonight's player of the game downstairs. But again, Eli, thank you, and we'll look forward to having you again here 2 more times this season.
It's been a pleasure.
All right. Well, that'll do it for us too. Shane, it's all you, my man.
All righty. Well, everyone, like we said, the only other game around the NECBL tonight was the Winnipesaukee Muskrats and the Upper Valley Nighthawks, which was not nearly as close of a game, ending 16-5, excuse me. But yeah, the Gulls here at home remain undefeated, now 3-0 in the nest here at Cardines Field, taking this one by a score of 7-4. Contributions all the way up and down the lineup. Yeah, nothing short of another great team win for the Gulls, and just happy to witness more here at Cardines Field. So, yeah, I believe that is all that we have for you here. Anything else?
All right, back here at Cardines Field, Newport picking up its 4th win in a row, and I'm here with number 4, Trent Farquhar, tonight's player of the game in Newport's thrilling win, 7-4. It's another victory for you guys, and you had a lot of success at the plate. 3 hits, a home run, reaching base 4 different times. What was working for you tonight?
I was just trying to stay patient, trying to stay loose today. Been a little tense lately in the box, but my coach, Teddy Regan, told me to stay loose and just have some good rhythm today, so I've seen it well.
Well, this is summer ball, not a lot of time to think about wins, think about losses. You guys are right back at it, heading out to the Vineyard. How do you kind of keep this thing rolling?
Oh, just keep playing our brand of baseball. We're doing well, having good at-bats. Pitchers throwing a ton of strikes. We're playing solid defense behind. It's really all clicking right now, so excited to just keep it rolling at Martha's Vineyard.
Well, Trent, you guys, a tough first night against Vermont, but have really found something here since 4 wins in a row. What do you think you guys have found, especially in these close games, that's helped this magic happen over these last 4?
Yeah, I think we're just having some fun. I mean, baseball is a backyard sport game. It's just amazing to be out here, and I think it's just the power is having fun. I think we're playing loose, we're playing clean, and there's some really good ball players here, so that always helps too. All
right, the Michigan State Spartan, Trent Farquhar, the man of the night, 3 hits, including a home run. Trent, thanks so much for the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, well, the Newport Gulls, winners of 4 in a row now, and heading to Martha's Vineyard tomorrow before heading to Sanford on Wednesday. Newport will be right back here on Friday evening. That's going to do it for us. Newport victors 7-4 tonight. For everyone that made this broadcast possible, thanks so much for tuning in here on Blue Frame, and we'll see you on Friday. Final score for the final time: Newport 7, Martha's Vineyard 4.